award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Hey, this is Lyle from Margaret's Exquisite Jewelry, and I do my radio advertising on Blue Water. I'll tell you what, I use most of the stations, and I've been using it for so long. It's hard to tell with the money you spend on advertising if it does any good. When they come in and say, I heard you on the radio, I know it's Blue Water, and I love Blue Water.
Our advertisers are our biggest advocates. Call us to find out how radio can increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader here in the studio, and Byron Sheehy should be here before too long. Yeah, now adjusted down, so I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was my chair.
Oh, it was your chair.
Yeah, it was a little too tall, and I was banging the rail over here. We're getting out of that.
And, well, there's so much to get to today because the World Economic Forum's going on.
Oh, yes, that's
so
right.
There's clip after clip after clip of Macron of France wearing his aviator shades because I just had eye surgery. So I get to walk around like I gotta, I'm cool.
Is his boyfriend with him? I mean, his husband? I mean, his wife?
Don't you get sued by the Macrons. Candace Owens is taking care of that while she's looking into whether or not Charlie Kirk was a time traveler.
Yeah, I don't get that, man.
Let me say it's all the crazy bitch.
Yeah.
She's crazy.
Yeah.
She needs more Jesus. I know she's Catholic now,
she needs
but
more.
She needs more Jesus.
Yeah.
Well, there's some Christians go, that ain't Christian. Whew. But I don't know. So that's going on with Macron.
Yeah.
Also, the guy who runs Canada, I can't even remember his name, but he's just like, he got called out by a journalist to his face. Like, you're kind of the epitome of a globalist. You work for Goldman Sachs. You were a central banker.
Yes, he is the epitome of a globalist.
You've lived in multiple countries.
But they knew that, putting him in, right? I mean,
Right. And then, we've got, of course, Howard Lutnick out there, Scott Bessent out there.
Bessent's pretty good.
You got arguments also going on, not just about, like, Greenland and what about the international rules-based order? And it's like, it's not been orderly.
He with the bigger gun wins, Joey.
Well, how was it built?
He with the bigger gun, Joey.
Yeah. How was that rules order built, guys?
I got the big gun. I make the rules.
No, and these folks treat it like it's a golden statue that you can't touch it, even though you've been touching it for years, for decades. It's an absurd practice that they are so committed to.
But we've always done it that way, Joey.
We have always done it this way.
This is history.
But this is Ursula, and we are about to have the mother of all deals, some may say, with India.
I've met some nice Ursulas.
You've met some Ursulas before.
Yeah.
I've only heard that name in The Little Mermaid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Both of them are hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, nicely done. So we'll get to a lot of the World Economic Forum stuff, but it's not just Greenland and like Europe being mad that they're not being treated like equals. There is also a big conversation where a lot of these globalists and big bankers, international finance people are essentially admitting, Bitcoin and crypto is the future. I'm like, welcome to the water.
But don't you think they knew that? They just had to get their footing in before they come out and say,
I've been
hey.
tracking this for over a decade.
Yeah.
So, no, initially they're like, what is this? I remember being told you're nuts.
They had to learn how they could manipulate it. And now they're all
Now, the last year or two, they've definitely been front running. Definitely.
Don't
Talking
look over
out
here.
of both sides of their mouths. Yes. Very much so. And there's a lot of predictions they're going to start buying in across the board early this year, and those predictions have been going on for a
Off
while.
the top of your head, you know what Bitcoin's running at today? Just
Off
curious.
the top of my head, I haven't even checked. Probably 90 something.
97, 98?
Something is my guess. And there's a big fight going on. Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, we've talked about this, where the big banks don't want people to be able to, actually just invest in stable
profit
coins.
from this system.
How dare you get yield from buying into like a U.S. dollar stable coin?
Right.
How dare you help secure the system and get a little bit of the cut?
To do this.
You must get your pittance of less than 1% from your savings account.
Exactly right.
Here, you got a secured debit card for $500 that we say, don't take it back or your credit score will go down. And it's just like, and you have earned a yield of 3 cents over 5 years.
Yes.
It's just,
but the fees that we've charged you, you've actually taken a loss, Joey.
by the way, Byron Sheehy is now here. How are you, sir?
How you doing, buddy?
Fellas, how
We got
are
to
you?
adjust your camera, son. Like you're a taller man. You sit more in the corner. There we go.
Nobody puts baby in the corner.
Nobody.
Nobody.
Anyway, before we get into all the globalist crap, though,
Yeah.
y'all see that football game last night?
It's pretty good.
I actually didn't.
You did not.
Nope.
Gee.
I didn't.
It's a good
It was
football
pretty
game.
good. It was a little bit of a blowout at first, but come
was-
third quarter, it got a lot
It got
better.
boring in the second quarter.
Yeah.
Like it was 10-0 for a while and no movement. And then third, fourth quarter, it was a heck of a game. And Indiana pulling it out. And a lot of folks, what is it, Bloomington?
Yeah.
In like 0-degree weather are out there
Well,
just
they
having
sold
a
out
party.
they sold out their stadium just for the watch
Yes.
party. So
Oh, and it was epic at the end of the game, like when they went over and viewed the fans. And by that point, I was cheering on Indiana.
Oh, of
I'm
course.
like, give it to them. They've never done anything like this in football.
Cinderella, they deserved it, man.
And that coach strikes me as like the next dynasty. Just the way he carries himself.
Sick
Being
and
just
Eddie.
the world's
Yeah.
biggest nerd.
I think there's a lot of truth to the biggest nerd part.
I mean,
I think he kind of figured out the tweaking the system of you go after the older players and let everyone else fight on the 18, 19-year-old NIL studs. And you get
That are
the guys,
unproven, right.
You get the ones that are a little bit more mature.
That
And
other people denied. Like
Yeah.
Mendoza, the quarterback. himself.
Mendoza, that's a great
it's
story.
basically the Moneyball version for college football.
Yeah.
So
And it was brilliant, and I think he's got a brilliant scheme. And
Oh, yeah.
the team played their tail off. Now, I have to say, Miami surprised everybody. And they were a little nasty last night. There's some
They
hard
got a little
hitting
thuggish
play.
there. Man, did you see the one where the Indiana quarterback took it to the chin?
Yeah, dude, that
No
should
call.
have been a targeting.
No call.
And if they had called it, he would have been out of the game.
Oh, 100%.
Because it was a lot of these targeting. I'm like, oh, come on, it's football.
Oh, this was
like dome of the head, like
To
the
the
crown of
chin,
it,
man.
right to the chin.
To the
and
chin.
Unnecessary. He just handed the ball
Yep.
off.
were
Like,
his eyes up or head down?
head down.
Well, he went flying back. Yeah, head down, and the
He
quarterback
hands
went
the ball
flying
off,
backwards.
and he just kind of does the play action
Yeah.
or like the option. He was still holding the ball. Guy, chin, boom, top of the helmet. Very on
Sent him
purpose to send
spinning.
a message, and bleeding from
Bleeding
the
a
mouth.
little bit, but you know what? He didn't miss a down. Didn't miss a down. He got up, stayed in it.
He's tough, man.
Yeah.
It was quite a game.
I
There's been some
enjoyed it.
good football lately. Like NFL playoffs have been pretty epic too.
I haven't really watched much.
The Broncos Bills game was.
I watched some of
remarkable.
that. I watched some of the Chicago game just because it was
Chicago,
snowing
that
so
was a
bad.
great
That was
game,
pretty
too.
good, yeah.
I picked 11 out of 12 on the games.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Nicely done,
Dude,
Yeah.
fill out my card for me.
It was quite
Man.
a weekend.
So if I join like a gambling site and win, how do you get your earnings?
This was more like a pull.
Oh,
with
like
a bunch of buddies.
an unofficial, there's no house. It's just a fun
Yeah.
thing.
There's no
right?
house, but
Right,
there's a
right.
pot.
Yeah, but I guess in Alabama, like if you, there's got to be a way.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
got an account set up in some state elsewhere.
elsewhere, yeah.
essentially.
Even with a VPN, you can't do it.
Right. No, you need an
literally had
account
to get
outside
somebody.
of
Yeah,
state
I had to get
lines,
somebody.
yeah.
What's
to do
the
it for me.
Casey or Kelsey? What is it? You see the online betting.
Well,
FanDuel.
Polymarket, FanDuel.
I mean, there's like a lot of
Yeah, there's a
commercials
million
being
different
run
ones.
by this company
I
in
think
particular.
I know what you're talking
But the
about.
prop bets, that's some of the crazy, but that's some of the funnest bets, man.
Oh yeah.
Like literally, how long will the Star Spangled Banner go for? Will somebody kick a field goal by this much time left in the game or in the game? Prop bets are the way to go.
No, a lot of folks are predicting that something like Polymarket won't just be about people betting and making money and gambling. It's actually becoming pretty incredible prediction markets. In terms of having such a global audience of
Yeah.
people placing bets actually gives you that sort of genius of the crowd moment. Like there's something to it.
They kind of reserve the right to pull
Yes.
at the end, don't they?
Oh, is that right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because we saw a place in Jamaica. I've never seen nothing like it. It said, "Bet store. We bet on anything." I was really wanting to go in there and go, okay, guys, I want to race one of y'all across the parking lot. I mean, I really wanted to test this limit.
No,
We bet on anything, but
I got a number behind my back.
right,
What is
exactly.
It?
How many fingers am I holding
Sorry,
up?
you're wrong. Pay up.
Yeah, and I think I saw Senator Britt is asking for like some study about the effects of sports gambling on teenagers.
It ain't good. I can promise you that.
We need a study for
Yeah,
that.
it's just a
Yeah, I was
no-brainer,
like,
It's
man.
bad.
Like
That's a no-brainer.
America's mom. We already know it's bad.
Yeah.
They're going to be stealing
Yeah.
money out of mom's purse,
We already know.
People do that? That's terrible.
getting lemonade stands without permits.
What?
But I think that is partly like all the bills that Senator Britt's focus on, Mother of America. And I'm not even saying it's a bad
That's
thing.
not a bad thing, yeah. Not a bad thing. Just don't go tip or what was it, what name?
I don't-
Gore, tip or gore.
It's
I
just
don't
like,
like
I ain't
that
your
nut.
children's. Just focus
Yeah,
on the
come on.
children's. Like, these sorts of things.
I ain't your child.
And speaking of the Senate, we got to talk yesterday at the beginning of the show with Barry Moore, who was over the moon because he just
Yeah.
got that big Trump endorsement.
Yeah,
And
he
I think
did.
it happened faster than anybody
Yeah, he did.
expected.
I saw Barry yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You looking good?
John Giles' funeral. He was pretty pumped. He
Good.
was in and out. He was busy working on
Oh,
the
sure.
campaign trail, man.
Oh, sure. And I have to say, though, even with that Trump endorsement, I said it yesterday. We saw what happened in 22 with Katie and with Mo and Mike Durant.
You got to keep that endorsement.
But in particular with Mo, you got to earn.
gotta
You
keep
got
it.
that endorsement. I thought it was interesting. Trump literally mirrored the language he used for Brett,
Oh, really?
like Barry will never let you down. So he's kind of throwing his chips in early, and I think it's a loyalty thing. Barry really was very early on.
Barry
I think
was,
the
yep.
first elected official to endorse Trump in the
Not
nation.
only loyalty, he's got a track record to
Yep.
back it up in the votes. I mean,
Amen.
it's one thing to be able to send out a press release saying how supportive you are. It's another thing to actually have the
You gotta
votes
back it up.
behind it to
Yep.
show that you're with the president.
That
the receipts.
said, I think this thing is still quite competitive. Like, Steve Marshall ain't going anywhere, but we're going to learn how, I don't think it's real life, but we'll learn how much a real life X is. Because Jared Hudson, I'm sure y'all saw the stuff over the weekend with Minneapolis, Minnesota, and them going and barging into that church. And,
Oh, yeah. it just
Protesting
kinda
and
disgusted me a little
stuff.
bit. Yep.
And yeah, especially with like you've had mass shootings, people are more high alert. Now,
Very surprised security or
just-
something. Yeah.
like a lot of folks were like, you crossed a line there.
Yes.
Now there are other instances, videos I've seen in Minneapolis of recent, where people are just going up to random cars, trying to open doors. I'm like, okay, in Alabama you're gonna get shot.
That's why they don't do that.
Like
here.
you do not
That's
go up to
why
somebody's
you don't do
vehicle and
that.
try to open the door. Like
Yep. Oh, I'll help you.
there are in particular men who have been waiting decades
Right.
for that day.
I wish somebody would.
Right.
I get a clean shoot.
You know
I
how
get
much
a clean shoot.
I repress things?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
Start taunting through the window like
Really? Is today going to be the day?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
somebody
It's
would.
today going to be the day. And I saw online this morning he's continuing to do it. But Jared Hudson, who's running for United States Senate here out of Alabama, former Navy SEAL, Covenant Rescue Group?
Okay.
Covenant Rescue Group. And he put out a video yesterday in reaction calling out Don Lemon. He was still calling out Don Lemon this morning on Don's account, saying, come to Alabama and try that crap.
Oh, come on.
He posted this video. Let's look at.
Okay.
This is what I mean by his ex real life. 31,000 likes, 846,000 views for this video dropped by Jared Hudson. So
Pretty strong.
We should watch it, shouldn't we?
Yes. Yes, we should.
Because it seemed to hit a nice note, and there are a lot of folks in the comments saying, I don't know what you're running for, but I like you. Let's listen in. Again, this is Jared Hudson yesterday reacting to Don Lemon and protesters storming a Baptist church in Minnesota.
These people should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. I fought and arrested people who've preyed on kids all over this great nation, in particular here in Alabama, and I know what chaos looks like, and I know the evil that's used to intimidate people so that others can get what they want. It's absolutely shameful, and yesterday we saw something that should stop us all cold in our tracks because it's the antithesis of what we believe in the U.S. Constitution. A place of worship was interrupted, and the families that were worshiping, it looked like they were about to do communion, were being yelled at. A mob forced their way in. They shouted, they intimidated, they scared kids. That's what makes me the maddest. They were scaring kids, and some of them were even crying as these folks are in there yelling at him in the middle of a church service on a Sunday. I don't care who you are. I don't care what cable network you work for. You don't storm into a church in the United States of America and terrorize families, terrorize kids, and terrorize people who are exercising their First Amendment right. If your little protest leads to screaming in the face of kids, then you need to look in the mirror. The bottom line is when adults deliberately create fear around kids in this way, they're not activists, they're pure evil. Right now, we're looking at the 250th anniversary of America being founded. And I refuse to let communists and left destroy this great country that we have. If the law is broken, including federal protections that are meant to keep places of worship safe, then the law needs to be enforced. The radical left loves to talk about safe spaces, but then they storm to a church and bother a bunch of Christians. I did not fight America's enemies overseas and have buddies who fought America's enemies overseas to come home and watch mobs intimidate families in the house of God. I'm not going to stay quiet while politicians and people like Don Lemon participate in this sort of trash. In America, we protect kids, we defend faith, and we hold the line when evil gets in the way, period. And Don Lemon, if you want to come to Alabama, I'm your Huckleberry.
Again, that was Jared Hudson yesterday. I can see why it was popular.
Yeah, it was well done.
Yeah, and
Well, yeah, okay, you didn't like it.
no, I did like it. I didn't. I'm a little more outraged that it was able to go on because
Oh, okay.
I think Don Lemon was trying to get something much more spectacular than this by doing that.
He was yesterday. I ended the show by calling him an asshole
Yeah.
because he was saying, "Oh, they're coming after me because I'm black and
No,
gay," and I'm like, "You're evil, dude.
Think of
like
worse-
you are an evil, preening queen. But shut up."
Think of worst case scenario. I think that's what Don Lemon went there to do, or to see, to witness, to say, "Hey, this is everybody else's
Yes.
fault."
Oh,
like
no.
you said before, Mad Dog.
Oh yeah. Oh
and,
no, and
and it
also
just
I think
sickens me that he didn't want to call him out on
and
it.
just the fact we're saying his name, he's having an orgasm all
Oh,
over
yeah.
again
That's
from all
it.
the attention.
That's it.
100%.
And this is what so many folks do. And by the way, speaking of this, X just released, if you're like a coder, or if you're not, you can get the layman's version. They just released it. Here's how our algorithm works. Like all the nuts and bolts of it. And what you find is it rewards, of course, interaction.
Yeah.
And that means folks like a Don Lemon, and there's many people on the right and on the left or whatever, where they feed the outrage machine. And that is where largely X has gone. In fact, you're seeing a great article, I don't often say this about Politico, but about the infighting on the right and how it actually happened to the left when they controlled old Twitter. Mm-hmm. That it's almost like this very powerful tool. I still think it is the best place to get breaking news, different angles of breaking news, different
break there quicker
perspectives,
than anywhere else.
deconstruct everything that's ever thrown out there in real time. But it has this Tower of Babel effect over whoever dominates it. And seeing the algorithm, and Elon, after they release the algorithm, goes, "We know it sucks. This is why we're making it public. Let's make it better together. What are y'all's ideas? We'll update it every 4 weeks. We know it's still dumb. They're trying to lean on Grok and AI to get a little better at it. But it's very clear from my first read of what the algorithm is. It's all about the outrage. It's all about a violent event that gets you stirred up. Or, to Jared Hudson's credit, just look down the barrel of the camera and give a great speech because you're outraged about that violent thing you saw.
It is the interaction, like you said. There's so many videos on there, or just a still image where someone will comment, like, "Do you see what I see?" ? And they're just looking for that, all that interaction. To your point about the violence, that's the easiest way to get people to respond to something.
Right.
Well,
and then you're also seeing people that have been in the online podcasting space for a long time, but didn't quite hit escape velocity.
Yeah.
Like a Theo Vaughn did, or Joe Rogan, obviously.
Yeah.
But many folks, it doesn't have to even be politics-wise. They kind of they're an established name. But you see some folks that were always doing well, doing a lot better than me online, but they are not quite at that escape velocity, so they're just blowing with the winds of change and whatever's trendy. So you're seeing folks that have been, again, at it for over a decade, and now they're acting like ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Trying to get that attention, you think?
Oh, it's the attention whoring. It really is. Like the weird looks, just picking fights for no reason, yelling and screaming at one another. And what we call debate often is not, there's no intellectual aspect of it. Words are just weapons, and you might as well, pull your cork out and just start waving it around at each other. Like, it really is a measuring contest half the time.
And a lot of these people are just used as props, as you well know. Yep. Somebody would come in, has a small following, they'll get some money behind them. They'll, all year growth, organic, I'm pretty certain.
And it's
right?
not much.
Right?
Right.
But
we do see a poster too.
It's really organic, whereas I'd love to see the paid analytics on the back end of the Jared Hudson
I can
ad.
imagine.
Like how much paid versus just organic.
I would I would love to just see the details on that with
Because I did try a paid thing 2 years ago where I put some money just as an ad behind a video did on X, and it got into the millions of views and had comments and stuff, and then you realize, oh, that hurts, that stings.
What
People,
have
you get deconstructed, you get pulled apart every which way.
And then the bots start saying mean things to you.
Yeah, big
and
time.
those really hurt.
But then what's interesting is if you have enough viral enough moment, I've heard this, imagine what Elon gets, or I think this explains Trump's rise, is you get so much that it stops being personal and it becomes almost a grand social experiment where you're the focal point. And you start to see the same response done 1,000 times over. And and every different angle of attack, what is actually getting people riled up? How are people seeing you? You start to see common patterns where it's not like, oh, this individual, like Eddie, who I know and love, is mad at me, so I better consider it. No, it's just the random person out there.
Yeah, but all these universes are so subdivided too. Like I'd be interested to know if you sat down next to a really liberal friend of yours, if y'all both took out your X accounts, if your feed and their feed would kind of line up.
I think it would be, but I would think there would be some similarities, which would be almost comical. But yeah, I would think it would be almost day and night.
Yeah, it'll feed you stuff that, and I've started to get wise to it even before they released it today, but it'll feed you stuff you definitely like. And it does respond. If you mute, you say, no, I don't want this, it will stop giving you that stuff. Like, it started feeding me after Tucker Carlson's interview, Nick Fuentes. Every other freaking videos, I'm like, okay, stop it with the Fuentes stuff. I'm a little tired of it. Or now, for right now, it is sending me a lot of outrage bait.
Yeah.
Like what's in the news and sizzling, like the latest scene from Minneapolis or what's happening at the World Economic Forum in Davos. Giving me a lot of that stuff. But I continue to get, I played it yesterday. Have y'all seen the resurgence of the penguin meme?
No,
From the Werner Herzog documentary on penguins?
I know
the one that goes to the mountain?
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yes.
I just want to make sure I do.
Dr. Ainley told us
I love
even
that.
if we captured him and brought him back to the colony, he would still make for the mountain. But the question is, why?
Have you met the colony?
Yeah. And I'm getting a lot more like, Christian and like Catholic things and some Orthodox things and Calvinist things. Like, I don't know, it's what you engage with. So yes, your feed is going to be very unique, at least on X, very unique to you.
Yeah, but it had to be you that sent that to me, but I related so much
It's
to
so
that.
good.
So good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's coming out as fast, it's coming out as quick. But my main takeaway from seeing the Jared Hudson thing, you got to wonder how much is organic. I think it's fairly organic, actually, to a certain degree. How much does that world, and he had a great appearance on Sean Ryan's podcast, all this stuff, how much does that world play in 2026 into Alabama voters in a GOP primary? I suspect not as much as younger folks would hope in particular.
But again, with someone like him, he is a good brand. He's a good speaker.
Yeah.
Not to be funny, but he needs to be on the road. He's got to take that party on the road.
But I'll tell you what, if Barrymore works his tail off, which he can, he's always been the underdog. Everybody always said, no, Barrymore.
Don't ever count him out.
And seriously, it goes back to, he almost went to prison because he got caught up in the Mike Hubbard thing, right?
I don't think he was ever close to going to prison.
But no, he got exonerated. Like he was but he got tied up into it to where it was like.
A lot of people got tied up in that.
That's true. Yeah, I know. We both know for a fact. Former host of the show. Hosts, plural. It was quite a thing.
It was just a badass Corvette when he left jail. I'm sorry, but that was a badass moment. As much as I laughed.
With Hubbard?
Yeah, when he left jail. Check out my burnout.
And also, I wrote about it at the time when it was released. To that guy's credit. Maybe I'll reach out because I know a person who knows direct family. I wrote about, is he going to go quietly and just live a
Sure
nice
seems to
retired
have.
life? Or is he going to speak out? Because I'm sure he's got stories to tell.
Man, he's got
and
to have
he's,
some good ones.
he's I think, because of family, he's decided to be quiet. But, oh, man, it would be fascinating to see.
Man, wouldn't it?
Hear my cupboard story, like, from just his, even like if he admits certain
No, I want
wrongdoing
his
or whatever. I
perspective.
just want his perspective
Yeah,
of the whole affair. Like,
100%.
let
The
it
interesting
out.
part of it.
I don't think you're going to get a tell-all.
Oh,
I don't think
so
it's
either.
going to happen either. It's
But I do
just
know a
fun.
guy that's got a private jet. We could take him partying somewhere and get him
Right.
talking.
But back to the point of shut up of Barry Moore. He was underestimated a lot because, like, being caught up in that stuff, and then he was not expected to win that Jeff Coleman race, and I think he beat Jessica Taylor at the time by only a few hundred votes. Gets in the runoff and then beats Jeff Coleman, and all the money's behind Coleman. And then then they redraw them.
All of Coleman's money was behind Coleman.
Yes, there were a few other boosters too.
But Barry, because of his conservative record, and
Yes.
he was able to get some pretty conservative money from outside the district.
And
that
then
was
they
pretty major.
redraw
Yeah.
the maps.
Yeah.
And you got to go up against another incumbent, Jerry Carl.
Yeah.
And it's a new thing. It's more Jerry stomping grounds and stuff, but Barry wins that.
Yep.
That was impressive.
Yeah.
Very
told that
impressive.
story, but I was talking to his consultant, and he told me about 6 weeks before Election Day where he was going to win the race, and they went out and executed. I mean, it was...
So
of the
I'll
hat.
say, if Barry Moore works his tail off, which he's proven he can in election after election, and it's not just talk, he has a great record
got a
of
good
voting
record.
the right way in Congress, and has a great record going back to work in the state legislature.
Doing what he says.
If he does just plays X's and O's, fundamentals, I think the guy's the clear favorite at this point
I mean, it's...
with the Trump endorsement.
I think he's got to be the clear favorite with the Trump endorsement. I was also didn't hear this from him, but I was also told that he got either Club or someone else.
That was publicly reported too. The
Okay.
Club for Growth put a big endorsement and is going
So
to
you-
probably have a chunk of change.
So he's going to technically be the most conservative candidate in the race by definition, having Trump's endorsement and Club.
Yes.
But as far as the likability factor, and
Right.
I mean, Jared Hudson can create a space of about the size of a gnat's whisker on, policy and how conservative they are, and kind of track with him.
Sure.
I mean, listening to that conversation that Jared released, I heard a lot of similar language that Barry would say. So they're going
Yes.
to be saying a lot of the same things.
Very similar delivery too from both gentlemen.
Right.
yeah.
So who do you like more?
And Steve Marshall also saying I'm not getting out of the race.
Okay.
We'll see. Steve seemed like the clear front runner from having the statewide office and a lot of name ID, but I think in a national statewide race, I've heard folks bring up he was a Democrat. I'm like, well, yeah, him and everybody else in Alabama.
At some point, they were always on the other side, one way or the other.
But it might be too recent for some folks' liking, which is forgiven in a statewide office,
Right.
but not as much when you're playing the absurd national
When was
game.
he a Democrat? Say the year.
I don't even know off the top of my head.
I think it was the 90s.
The 90s?
I think.
Right.
It might have been early 2000s.
Right. Well, I don't know when the switch exactly happened, but it'll be interesting, the games that people play.
Yep.
And, of course, Rodney Walker's in this thing, and I don't know the man and would be happy to talk to him, but I think it's a new day. And you got to wonder, especially like if Jared Hudson's getting this sort of traction online, and then Barry's got the conservative credentials from many different angles, like we said, and has a great track record with campaigning, I don't know who's actually going to win this thing, which is a good thing, a few months away, 4 or 5 months away.
It's definitely going to be entertaining to watch.
Yes, sir. 272-9228 if you want to get in on the conversation. This part of the program brought to you by Josh and Leslie Ryder there at Dillon Rings. Y'all have both been by there, right?
Yeah, did you see the beautiful ring that he put out this morning?
I did.
It is gorgeous, Joey.
Yeah, folks, if you're looking for unique treasures, like they've, of course, got a lot of stuff in inventory and stock that's beautiful from high-end to everyday jewelry. And maybe you do want the thing that is, kind of got a classic style to it. But if you're looking for something that is truly unique and a treasure, they can help you make your jewelry dreams a reality at Dillon Rings. It could just be a picture. Maybe you type into like Grok Imagine or some AI.
That's a good idea.
Like, make me a ring that reflects my personality. I'm bubbly or something. And not me personally.
Yeah,
you know,
that ain't enough for you, but yeah.
Right. But it could be a digital rendering. It could be you've got two pieces of jewelry you've inherited that are kind of old hat, but
want to merge them together?
Yeah, and they mean something to you on a personal level. Yeah. Dylan Rings can help bring all of this to life. Don't wear boring jewelry. Wear something spectacular and get by. See Josh and Leslie Ryder. Josh Ryder is a true artist. He'll work with you every step of the way. You can sit down with him, describe what you want. He'll create a design, then do a digital rendering and can match your skin tone and all these things, see how it'll look on you. And if you say, yep, let's go with it, he will make it a reality.
Yep.
So y'all check out Dylan Rings today. That's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell Josh and Leslie Ryder that Joey, Eddie, and Byron, those fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector.
That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig?
No, but it looks like you do.
And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich?
What's that?
I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man.
You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist?
That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE.
You know, I've heard a lot of good things about David Ernest.
You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience.
Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold.
That's right, man.
And I can see that you don't have very much experience.
What do you mean, man?
Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach.
Yeah, man. Well, I want to start out small and kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich.
Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first.
You think he's got a shovel?
Never know till you ask.
I dig, man.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Stock markets across the globe are sinking following President Trump's threat to hit 8 NATO members with new tariffs as tension escalates over his attempts to assert U.S. control over Greenland. The annual combined imports from EU nations are greater than those of the two biggest individual importers into the U.S., Mexico and China. U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent, on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum annual meeting in Switzerland, asserts that America's relations with Europe remain strong. He's urging trading partners to take a deep breath and let tension driven by the tariff threats play out. Wedbush Securities analyst Dan Ives says a new tariff threat is clearly an overhang on the conference. This week will bring more corporate earnings and the latest inflation measurement preferred by the Fed for making policy decisions. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Hang on. We are 59 days till spring. Today will be another very chilly day with a high temperature barely up to about 50 with plenty of sunshine. I think we'll be in the upper 20s again tonight. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but high temperatures in the middle 50s. That's a little better. Then the risk of scattered showers from time to time beginning Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday, and then by Saturday, could we be dealing with some winter weather over parts of our state? There are growing concerns and more questions than answers. Who could get what and how far south? We are monitoring the situation very carefully, of course. Stay tuned. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader, Byron Sheehy here in the studio with me.
What's the deal with this new funky music?
Feels like I'm about to drop something listening to this, man.
Is Kramer going to bust in here any minute now?
It's just what came out of me this weekend.
I love it. I give you a hard time, but I love it. I love all of it you put out.
Yeah,
if nothing else, it makes me feel good. Is Jay going to come busting in a second?
Hey, Newman. Let's go to Dennis. Hey, Dennis, how you doing?
Morning, guys. How are y'all doing today?
Pretty good, pretty good.
You know, you was talking about Donald Lemon.
Yes.
Well, I consider him to be the afterbirth of Beelzebub.
Pretty much.
Yeah. You know, in fact, I'm pretty sure that he'll be one of many at the great supper of the Lord. And if you'd like to check out the menu, you can read about it in Revelation 19.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, pretty interesting.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, like their guest that's there, walking through, or the gentleman that was making a comment that you had, that he made a comment on the walking into that church and scaring all those children and everything. You know, you see more and more churches that are having to have serious security, because of things that have been going on over the last several years.
True. You know? That's what surprised me about this one. I figured a church of this size would have had that, and that's why I was kind of worried about worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah, there needs to be a sign placed out front of them. You know, if you intend to come in here and act like a terrorist or act like a someone who intends to intimidate and everything, go ahead and pray to the Lord and let Him know that you're on the way.
And that's what I mean. Honestly, that's what all I could think about the whole time was that was a setup looking for something worse. Mainly because Don Lemon was involved, and we know he's a sensationalist piece of crap.
Exactly, and the very fact that he was aware of it beforehand, and mentioned it on the air, that he knew about it and did not inform any type of law enforcement. at the very least, it makes them an accessory to trespass. And I believe there was like the Ku Klux Klan law that was put in place many years ago that he could actually fall under and be prosecuted.
You have the deputy AG, Harmy Dillon or something along that. Anyway, she's saying that she brought up using the Klan Act for this.
Ironic.
And a lot of the stuff beyond this one incident, a lot of the funding, especially if it's crossing state lines, a lot of this is not organic and needs to be nipped in the bud as a insurgent operation.
How come we can't use the RICO Act against any of the
That's
kind
question.
of political
Very good question.
stuff
Some of
like
that is
and
now
wrap 'em
being,
up?
some of it's being looked into.
Finally?
Yeah,
Here's
they're saying.
Another good aspect of that. If they're paid insurgents, okay, the people who are paying them, individual, group, organization, whatever, one should they're required, because them guys are not contractors, because they are supplying a lot of things that you would supply an employee, and since they are employees, they're supposed to do withholding on them. So those people who are not doing the withholding is in violation of tax law, for one. Second, if those people are employees and they get injured while in the process of doing their stupidness, then that employer has to provide workman's compensation for them people. Okay? And another thing on top of that is if he requires them to do something that could be illegal and they get injured, the people who get injured have now got a lawsuit against their employer that goes beyond workman's compensation. I'm almost tempted to be a compensated protester and have somebody throw a brick at me, so I could turn around and sue his butt into oblivion, So, that's a concept.
Yeah.
But that's another angle that could be used against them,
Well, I figure they're 1099, but at the same time, even if they're 1099 employees, that shows paper trail right there. If they 1099 them, then they might just say it's $100 a day. In that case, we got some definite questions.
Let the money transfer.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Let it go. So you see where the money's going. That's all they got to do is follow the money. Same with that pallet of bricks. Follow the money. Somebody sold that pallet of bricks. Somebody rented a truck to deliver that pallet of bricks. It's,
Well, I'm still stuck on the Supper of the Lord and the Lake of Fire, which I just finished Revelation this past weekend, studying it again, and I agree with you 100%, Dennis. Amen.
Well, but here's the thing, guys. They are walking down the path to being at the Great Supper of the Lord. The menu is clearly posted in Revelation 19. Check it out.
Yes.
You guys have a great day, Joey, and the Lord be with you guys, okay?
God bless.
Thank you, Dennis.
Appreciate you, Dennis. Yeah. Oh, no. If you hadn't, with adult eyes, sat with a good study Bible and looked at Revelation in a while, no, it can be a lot of, you need a study Bible because there's a lot of imagery there. You're like, what's this? But there's a lot to it. And it's very much about judgment. You can either be at the wedding feast of the Lamb or the great supper of the Lord, and you'd much rather be at the wedding feast. I'll put it that way without starting to read what I'm looking at right in front of me again. 272-9228. We'll see. We'll see. That's what, by the way, sent me up a wall. As Don Lemon is in there, like gets in the pastor's face with a microphone. And, wouldn't Jesus approve of what we're doing here? And I'm a Christian. And it's like, oh, wow.
You can claim to be a Christian.
Wow.
I mean, that's easy.
Oh, yeah. It's very easy for people
What
to do.
did Jesus do with the tax assessors in the temple, right?
Yeah, that's what they were comparing themselves to, is we're flipping over the tables of the money chain.
No. They were actually acting as the tax assessors in that case, interrupting the service, bringing up non-spiritual religious stuff into the church. Y'all said it, evil.
Amen.
There was no good that could come of this. There was none.
And yet, how emboldened. And you know what? It gets engagement.
It does, but what was also so stupid is their reasoning behind it, or the reasoning they put out there, is they felt that the priest or someone in the church had something to do with ICE because they had a similar name.
Yeah.
And so that justifies what you're doing?
Can I add to this? Like,
Please.
There's just that feeling like, really? Like, so many of these moments you're like, really?
Even if he did, I mean, shouldn't that have been conducted like
Yes.
during
No.
non-service hours? Like, hey, let's be
100%.
professional.
But
And
at least, I mean, your cause is so jacked up anyway, at least double check the name.
So is it
At least.
All right. Is there any chance that this dude was acting as a part of like some sort of a psyop? Like, and when I say a psyop, I mean there's a group of people who believe that they're trying to get us to engage in a civil war,
Mm-hmm.
and stuff like this really
That's a
makes you
trigger.
kind of scratch your head. Like, this is so absurd and so dumb. It almost gives validity to those people who believe that.
It goes back to what Joe used to say all the time. It used to drive me nuts. Mad dog. They sit there and tease you until you bite them, and then it's mad dog. Well, at what point do we all realize what's being done?
They want this inciting event. And also, you had Lemon and them saying afterwards, well, this is just a bunch of comfortable, and they're saying it in the church, a bunch of comfortable white Christians. Like, and you're just
What's wrong with white
practicing
Christians now?
your white supremacy, and you don't actually believe in social justice, all this stuff. I'll just put it this mildly. Liberal Christians, not all. I'm not going to generalize too much. But especially some of the liberal Protestant traditions and liberation theology and stuff, y'all have gotten way too comfortable worshiping creation instead of the creator.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Way too comfortable with it.
Yep.
There's a lot of sin going on, including in that church that you stormed, but you don't do that. And if you're placing all your political ideologies, all your axes to grind, which they will be forever until the supper of the Lord and the wedding feast of the Lamb, if you're putting that above God, just watch yourself.
Amen. Well, all I'm going to say is most Christians I know, they don't put conservative before Christian or liberal before Christian.
Right.
It's Christian, then everything else.
Amen. Yeah, and reducing Jesus down, the more I've looked at this and reverted in a hardcore way, to reduce Jesus down to a great moral teacher and like just an ethical way of life is nonsense. Right. If he didn't fulfill what he said, he was a madman or delusional or worse. I'm stealing that from C.S. Lewis. The more I've started to study and look at it, and I start looking, okay, who are all the Christians in this world? I'm trying to branch out from how I was brought up as a Catholic. Like, who are all the folks? Right. And, man, there's some folks who are just playing. They take the label and they run with it. I can go show my booty hole on OnlyFans, and I'm a Christian because he loves her. It's like, all right. Anyway.
Actions, man.
Careful with the pride thing. It's one of my biggest problems. Anyway, we'll be right back.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bell's cleaning service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bell's because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Apparently the president is speaking live from the press room.
Showing pictures.
About the anti-ICE chaos. And on that theme, we might have to find that, and I'm sure some clips will drop, and maybe I can find it live here in a second. Because he's going through each one by hand, showing here's who we got, worst of the worst. Yep. And we went over a similar list last week. This is the whole shot chaser game. Mm-hmm. Wild shot and chaser here. And it goes to the whole church scene like we were just talking about, where you're like, what are we even doing here? Liberals. ICE broke down a door and detained a U.S. citizen. Mm-hmm. Okay. By the way, you know the old line that I think Michael Malice popularized, that the corporate press is factual but not truthful? Yeah. Like, yes, it's true. It is perfectly factual.
Okay.
But not fully true. It's perfectly factual that ICE broke down a door and detained a U.S. citizen. That's the shot. Chaser. Here's what the Department of Homeland Security said. The citizen lives with is harboring 2 convicted sex offenders, one a pedophile, who have final orders of removal, and he refused to be identified or cooperate.
Well, that surely changes things, doesn't it?
Yeah. And I think this is the point Trump's making of like, what are y'all doing?
Yeah.
And this idea that, they're just rounding up American citizens like crazy and stuff.
That's the narrative they keep telling us. That is the narrative that we keep hearing, is that innocent people are getting picked up. Americans are getting picked up and held for 3 or 4 days before they're released. Mm-hmm. I feel like if that were to really happen, which I know a couple have been picked up, but they're generally let go as soon as they proved who they are. Unless there's some other warrant out there, if you get picked up as an American with that, you still have the same due process rights you have. You're an American.
And like the whole idea of, if you get the dog around the fleas, it's like, no, there are things that you can treat your dog with so you don't get fleas. Dadgummit. Yeah. Like this whole, we must accept
Bad analogy.
It is. But we must accept all sorts of just crime.
Oh, yeah,
and,
because
and
who's going to build the houses, Joey? Who's going to mow the grass? Who's going to iron your pants?
You look at this and you go, look at the crime stats. They're way down, especially violent crime. Way down nationwide.
Your drug overdoses.
Yeah, and it might have something to do with also arresting thousands and thousands of awful people that aren't even here legally, number one, and then are the worst of the worst.
Not only that, you're causing some of them out of fear to just kind of operate on the down low. Whereas before they could operate with immunity.
We can't do it. It's like, okay, in the name of human rights, you're just going to let people's human rights be trampled by private tyranny.
What about,
jackasses.
Yeah, what about everyone else's human rights?
No, we're only worried about Byron's human rights. Me and Joey's doesn't matter because Byron is the new victim.
I'm sorry to use the extreme example, but Bukele in El Salvador, he said, some say I imprisoned tens of thousands. No, I freed millions.
Yeah, exactly.
And we are now prospering in the safest
look what's
nation on
happening
earth.
With El Salvador.
Yeah.
It's only going to get worse until
maybe that should be our trip.
That's what I was thinking too. Right now, it's a good time to go.
Yeah, why not?
El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Yeah. I like that.
And it is amazing in this world. We'll bring it real quick to the Christian thing. It's like you have folks like Don Lemon and like the purple crazy saying, I'm the true Christian. And then you have like Bukele of El Salvador who said the reason we won was not that we got guns and we got organized. The reason we won is we prayed. And in fact, all those guys, the worst of the worst, locked up in the max security prison, the only time where they aren't just sitting in their bunks, some exercise and Bible stuff.
That's it. That's what you get.
So it's just an interesting world we're living in. And honestly, I said it last week. I think what we are partially fighting over is a Christian, explicitly Christian tradition. And it's been perverted in this weird way of let's go create a psyop that plays the game of who's the real victim, who's the real oppressed and oppressor. And it's I think a complete perversion of what the good news actually is.
That seems to happen
in
a lot,
so
though.
many ways.
Just like with the U.S., we're U.S. citizens. We know we have faults, but a lot of times you hear from other places that the U.S. is the most evil place in the world.
It's crazy.
Yeah, you just think that's
crazy.
That's not the case at all.
There's a lot of evil and sin in the United States of America. But compared to other places?
Right.
On our worst day, I'm still taking this place over everywhere else.
That's why I've said this, and
else.
I'll say it till the day I die. Every American should go out of this country for at least a week. I don't care where you go. I really don't. Go out. It will make you appreciate. Even if you go to, like we wanted to go to Japan, which is going to be a super cool place, but it will make you realize how good you have it in America because there are things
Except
that come
for
up.
the sushi. Apparently, the sushi we got here.
I'm willing to
ain't
let that
nothing.
go.
Right? They have a few things they've done better.
Yeah, I'm willing to let that go. Yeah.
Right. Well, and actually, their whole thing is I just watched a guy who was raised secular Jew, then became a hardcore Orthodox Jew, then became a Messianic Jew.
Whoa!
Until he finally landed in the Roman Catholic Church. But he's been living in Japan for the last 10, 15 years. And he's talking about how, and there is a little Catholic church, a little antique shop that's Catholic there in, of all places, Japan. So it kind of worked out for him. But he said, no, the Japanese have done this thing where they take the best of the rest of the world and they go, we can make it better. And he goes, I think they pulled it off with whiskey.
Really?
Yeah. They pride themselves on taking like the best and then try to
make it
spruce
just that
it
little
and
bit better.
that little extra
I've
attention.
had some good Japanese whiskey. It doesn't compare to the best.
It's not
bourbon.
Scotland. Yeah.
Or the best bourbon.
Or bourbon's a whole other thing, son.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to call you son.
It's okay, Daddy.
Second hour, we'll do a trip around the world coming up with this whole World Economic Forum thing going on.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. And President Trump is coming under fire from some NATO allies and those about to attend the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, for his ongoing insistence that the U.S. must eventually control Greenland for security purposes, and many are calling on the U.S. to reverse that position. The National Weather Service has issued warnings about either extremely cold temperatures or the potential for winter storms across several states, starting in northern Minnesota, and that warning stretches all the way to the south and east into Wisconsin, Indiana, Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York as well. Time is up for credit card companies to comply with President Trump's demand for a 10% cap on interest rates. Details of that mandate remain unclear, including possible penalties for those credit card companies who refuse to comply. This is SRN News.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. Now that we're finally into the new year, a lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. Or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers. DBA Fellowship Home Loans. Equal housing lender. NMLS number 819382.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network. Brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Hang on. We are 59 days till spring. Today will be another very chilly day with a high temperature barely up to about 50 with plenty of sunshine. I think we'll be in the upper 20s again tonight. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but high temperatures in the middle 50s. That's a little better. Then the risk of scattered showers from time to time beginning Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday, and then by Saturday, could we be dealing with some winter weather over parts of our state? There are growing concerns and more questions than answers. Who could get what and how far south? We are monitoring the situation very carefully, of course. Stay tuned. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A bill moving through the Alabama legislature would require all state of Alabama driver's tests to be given in English. House Bill 88 would require all portions of the examination for obtaining or renewing a driver's license must be in English only. Currently, the written portion of the Alabama driver's test is offered in 11 different languages. In an effort to prevent theft of funds, the Alabama DHR will begin automatically blocking all EBT card transactions outside the state. EBT cards will be placed in a block high-risk transaction status, preventing online transactions or purchases outside the state. Beginning January 22nd, EBT cards must be unlocked to make purchases outside Alabama or online. Another former Winn-Dixie store is about to reopen as a Piggly Wiggly Food for Less. The store at Sturbridge on Vaughn Road is scheduled to reopen at 10 a.m. tomorrow after being closed for several weeks to undergo the conversion. The former Winn-Dixie store on Mobile Highway is also scheduled to become a Piggly Wiggly location. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Kick off 2026 with a money-saving deal at the River Region's top pizza buffet. Pizza Perfect. In January, get $5 off any large pizza. No matter how many toppings, you'll save $5. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink for only $13. The buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. In January, get $5 off any large pizza at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard in Eastbrook. Available for carryout and delivery.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line. But my throat has officially thrown in the towel.
Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader wearing that Better with Bader shirt here in the middle of your screen.
A little chilly out there today.
Yeah, it is chilly. And Byron Sheehy also here wearing the collared shirt with the green
nice sweater. Very professional look to
man.
it.
I got
I turned the AC off
shirt
in
on
here,
shirt, undershirt.
Y'all are cold. I'm feeling good.
Well, some of us didn't sit in the sauna for 45 minutes today.
Your hands are purple. Circulation issues?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sit on your hands. That's what they taught me in the strip club. Well, they didn't teach me. They just made me. But, you know, sit on your hands.
What did you do with those hands before they told you to do that?
Lessons learned, Joey. Lessons learned.
They definitely didn't tell him to put them in his pockets.
Yeah.
Just kind of teed that one up there.
Before I forget, this part of the program brought to you by James Cole and Cole Plumbing. God forbid, with this winter weather coming through, you forget to leave your faucets dripping.
It's going to happen to somebody.
Or cover up your outside faucets.
It's going to happen to somebody.
And, Cole Plumbing can help you out if you get a big burst pipe problem. You can prevent that.
Yeah.
Just
certainly,
being a little diligent.
Sometimes you forget. Sometimes you're out of town when these weather incidents happen.
You're absent-minded, or you forgot one aspect of the house or something that you never go towards.
Yep.
Call them before next week. It's getting cold.
Yeah, the cold continues.
Yeah, and if you have existing issues, you go, why has the water bill been so high?
Oof.
You might not even notice an actual leak or anything, but you're noticing the cost continue to go up. And it's like, I didn't install a pool.
Hey, that's what happened to us over in Slapout. And we found out it was a root in the ground that pushed the pipe till it cracked.
And, of course, they can help you with upgrade stuff. Maybe you don't have an issue other than you want nicer things. Maybe you want a tankless water heater.
Tankless water heater.
That's pretty
Get that
consistent.
hot water that much faster to the shower, baby.
Oh, it's so awesome. Or if you're running a bath.
Oh, yeah. Instant hot water.
And, of course, they can also help you with simple things like new garbage disposal or a faucet that won't stop dripping that you don't want to drip.
We have that
or
too.
toilet
Yep.
that keeps running. You don't know. I want this chain in this thing.
No, you'll end up having an $80 or $90 water bill.
Right.
And it's just from a little drip in your toilet.
Can't afford that. No.
No.
So y'all check out Cole Plumbing today. They can help you, again, with any and all of your plumbing needs. You can always make an appointment online at coleplumbing.com or call them direct at 279-8919. That's 279-8919. And just remember, folks, when you have trouble with your bowl...
Call on Cole, Joey.
Well said, Eddie. No, Trump's still going.
Yeah, he is. Dude, he can talk, man.
Oh, he meant business. When he comes with handouts...
Yeah, he's going to be there in a minute. You better bring your lunch.
Yeah.
Well, and it was a year ago today that he was sworn in as the 47th
wow.
president of the United
Today
States of
is
America.
the 20th.
Wow. I didn't even... Yeah.
All day.
Mm-hmm. All day, every day.
What do you give him a score for a year?
I'll give him a B+.
Definitely a B+.
I'm giving him a B.
Yeah.
It's not because of him. It's because
Effort, though?
It's because of his classmates around him.
Yeah. Like who in particular?
Speaker didn't do him any favors here recently.
Agree with that.
What about the Epstein thing?
That is not doing him any favors, man.
It's still sticking around, too. And a lot of conservatives go, I don't care about that. It's like, you were already voting for him.
Right.
And Republicans, y'all aren't the audience.
Exactly,
it's that independent, skewing younger group.
The one that helped you win the election last go round.
Yes.
I'm with you
now,
on that.
It makes me think at this point, there's just something... It is what we think it is, and they're not going to... The intelligence agencies aren't going to cop to doing all sorts of dirty crap in the shadow.
It was the speaker who officially killed Doge, right? I don't
know if it was the speaker.
I don't know if it was official, but I thought he was behind it, too. I thought
There
he
were
jumped on the bandwagon.
There were a bunch of people with fingerprints on the murder weapon there.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, even folks that weren't public about it, who definitely behind the scenes, like, oh, you can't cut this. You can't cut this. This is giving me a headache and bad press and all sorts of things.
Yes. That's what we want to do.
Yeah. It would be nice.
It's working.
And it was still somewhat successful. There was a big drop in federal jobs, a lot of cutting out a good bit of waste. But like Chuck Schumer said, if we take back the House and the Senate, we'll bring it all back. It's like, I don't understand. At this point, not even on principle, I don't understand. You could believe in a big old government that takes care of people's health care and education from the beginning of life to the end of life. We could start giving out a basic guaranteed income. You could create all sorts of programs, whatever. The government's doing a lot. And yet there's this weird fetish of you could never cut the budget. Ever?
Well,
whatever happened to efficient programs that actually provide for it always has to be increased?
They don't
Always? And forever?
What's going to happen whenever the rank and file person realizes how much money has been stolen and mismanaged?
Yeah.
Like
That's what I'm saying. These people don't care. They don't see the checkbook. That's always got money in it.
No, but our listeners,
we do.
Even our listeners, we all know. But the rank and file people at the grocery store line, whenever they start getting upset and voting them out, that's when we'll actually be able to do
when that
something about
happens,
this.
and you tell me this, do you have a feel for that before it happens? Or is it like when Bush, it's the economy, stupid?
I think it's one of those things that the dam breaks. Something comes out that fully exposes.
And by that time, it's too late.
You can't do anything after
Well,
that.
but it's always the heartstrings problem. I heard Rand Paul talking about this, and he said, this way I've actually been able to reach some people. Like, take the worst case scenario. It's like cancer research, like fighting cancer. And it's like, well, we have to cut everything. And so he says to that person who maybe lost a loved one to cancers, this is their issue, and they're lobbying and vying for it. He goes, okay, we have to tighten our belts across the board. You won't be the only one taking a cut. So this year, instead of giving you $110 million for cancer research, how about I give you $93 million? And there are a lot of folks who go, oh, yeah,
to me,
that's still
so
pretty
bad.
great.
But also,
like, you're still funding it to a ridiculous amount. It's like, this number must always go up is a weird mentality.
But show me your work. Okay, we drop it to $93 million. Show me you spent that money wisely.
Yeah, but we can't even agree on what wisely is.
Yeah, that's
though,
true.
Because, all right, we can spend money overseas, but it better be military related. I think most people are tired of trying to build democracies in countries that we can't
fix
point
the
out on the map.
transvestites in Pakistan. I'm over that kind of crap.
So all that kind of funding, if you're supporting stuff that does that, you're going to have to be held accountable.
Wait,
for that.
and on top of that, not only is it a waste of money, we found out through the opening of Doge that most of this is just scams.
A lot of it.
Just scams.
No, and Doge is being vindicated at the end of last year.
Oh, 100%.
And with, like, not just in Minnesota, but the amount of just fraud. like in the system.
Remember how many 100-year-olds were getting Social Security?
I saw a number earlier this morning. I think it was 17
trillion.
Wow.
Over how many years?
Go back to about 08.
Yeah.
I mean, whenever they turn on the QE, that's kind
of
what
you start adding in what they're doing with the
Okay.
monetary policy.
Yeah.
Well, here is this was over in Davos this morning. This is Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, laying out to Maria Bartiromo. Well, how's the economy doing, Treasury Secretary Bessent?
The Biden administration was a wipeout for working Americans. That the price level increased by 21, 22, 23%. But our friend Jason Trennard, the strategist, has something called the Common Man Index, and that is what do working Americans buy? So basket of groceries, insurance, rent, car payments, and that was up in the mid-30s. So very difficult, other than with energy. The president, through Drill Baby Drill, has gotten gasoline prices down. We're below $2 in many states. National average is below $3, even if you throw in the outlier of California. And so that we can get down. And we are working every day to get things down. And affordability is two pieces. Affordability is price level, but it's real incomes. Real incomes have gone up every month since President Trump took office. And as I said, I think we're going to see a big year for real incomes this year.
Wow. And you said in terms of the tax refunds, are we talking about thousands of dollars that people will be getting as a result?
We could see, for working families, for each wage earner, we could see up to $1,000 per wage earner.
Wow. And he's, by the way, the acting IRS commissioner, too.
Yeah.
Trump loves putting multiple hat on a hat.
He's a business guy. Joey, why do I pay two people when I can make Joey do both of them?
Right. Because it's not like Bessent has to spend all day or all week even on the IRS stuff. He can delegate himself, but he's that final check that has the C-suite is in the boss's ear in the Oval.
But do you feel like when Rubio hears that somebody else got a second job, he goes, thank God, not me?
I say that when it comes to Rubio. Thank God he didn't get a
I see
second
you
job.
squirming over there, Marco. You want to run the IRS, Marco?
I just don't have time.
Marco, you want to run Greenland?
That's right. That's
you want to
what it's
run
gonna be.
Diego Garcia, Marco?
Did you see the video, speaking of Denmark, where they brought in some special forces?
Yeah.
Did you watch the unloading of the boat?
Yeah. No, the Italian defense minister said 15 Germans, 15 French, 15 Danes. This sounds like the beginning of a joke.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I watched them unload the boat, and then there was, I don't know who it was, there's some smart-ass American there with a microphone. Do you ask them, what regiment are you from? These guys wouldn't even answer. They acted like they were on the most strict, top-secret mission. But there's 50,000 people sitting there watching them come
Is
aboard.
the answer not the only one?
Yeah.
Well, and we'll get to it in a bit, but a lot of these Europeans are they're dropping their mask with pressure from Trump, like Macron, but also, of course, Carney of Canada. Like as soon as the United States push pressure on them to renegotiate, they go, well, we'll just run to China.
We'll go.
And it's like, we knew it. Y'all were already running to China.
Go.
It's like, go. You'll be completely dependent. We got Howard Lutnick making this point later. You're going to be trying to go for net neutral with your carbon emissions by 2030, yet not a single nation in Europe makes batteries. China makes the batteries.
Yes.
So you will be, for your energy, completely beholden to the Chinese. You are morons.
Does it surprise you? Look what they're doing to their population. So it doesn't surprise
And they sit there and they worship their idol of like, we're morally superior
No, you're not.
democracies and stuff. And it's
No,
like,
you're not.
Are you all children? You're children.
See, my X feed has Europeans begging for people to actually provide leadership. Like,
Is that right?
They're sad
the average
and tired
European.
of what's going on over there. Like the Islam.
So is there a movement to?
Yes.
Do you see
Yes.
some movement in the movement? You know.
Problem is, it's very controlled by the bureaucracy. I was talking more of the, say, elite. Like a lot of these folks dancing around Davos right now. But hey, let's go to east of the Rockies. Hey, East, how
What's
you
up,
doing?
East?
Hey, I've got just a quick question. Did I hear that Candace Owens is taking George Norrie's spot on the overnight radio show?
It would be a nice
It would
fit.
it would be a solid fit. I don't know if that's the case, but that would be a solid fit.
Yeah, and let's add perverts to the call-ins on that show. That'll spice
get liven
things up.
Well, yeah, I mean, when me and Eddie go time traveling, we never run into her. So
I haven't run across her yet.
I just no, not yet.
But we did see Trump that one time.
We'll keep an eye. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, he was especially poignant back in 1865.
Oh, he was.
It was also Barbara Streisand back there too.
We've seen her a couple of times. We try to dodge her. She's
a pretty good movie, actually. What on a clear day you can see forever.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's right. Hey, you guys have a great afternoon.
Thank you, East.
What are you honkies talking about down there in the South? You hayseeds. It's like, Barbara Streisand.
Yeah, little Barbara Streisand.
Let's go to David. Hey, David, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
Pretty good, man.
Hey, this whole thing with the fraud, this is going to, the stuff in Minneapolis is peanuts compared to what they're going to find in like New York and California.
Oh, yeah. Just population wise.
And I saw over the weekend that the Democratic Socialists, in other words, the commies, are training 4,000 people in New York City as anti-ICE rioters.
Wow.
When they start showing up there. But, what the Trump administration needs to do is to take, which they did a very poor job with the deficit, trying, because they always put out there, okay, the deficit is costing, X amount of dollars per person in the United States. But if you take the fraud and say to people, okay, it cost you this much money out of your pockets, your kids could have had free college, you could have done this, the streets in your towns could have been lined with gold, except all of this has been stolen, via the Democrats and their lackeys. And so, that's the street level that they need to bring it down to make people understand and get angry about the fraud situation.
You're here.
Mm-hmm.
You're here. Yeah, and they always tied the ball with the, for the heart part. They try to pull in those heartstrings.
Oh, yeah, that's what...
And you go, but those are the worst types. It's one thing to actually care and be trying to help people, but there are so many grifters that have their hand in the poor box, and thus that's why they say we must help the poor even more these days. It's like, because you're getting your cut.
Exactly.
And it's just crazy.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. And to me, the Democrat Party is basically a world crime syndicate, basically ripping off the American people to finance their crime syndicate throughout the world.
Because it's that easy.
Yeah.
They don't do it because it's hard.
No, exactly. And because nobody's really been looking.
Nobody's looking.
Yes, and it is wise to think in terms less of nations, which Trump and them are trying to get people to do. But what's been running the world goes across borders and is not accountable to populations and everyday folks at all.
No, whatsoever. So have a good one, guys.
Thank you, David.
And I think, honestly, that will kind of always be the way of the world. I would just like an elite, I've been saying this for years, that are like good.
You're not going to get that, though. Because even if you get the good elite, something will happen. They're human.
You'll always have an elite group of people.
Yeah, but something will happen where that group is no longer worried about Joey, more worried about me.
Sure, but, I mean, could not, think of, old kings. Or they're not good kings? You don't want a king. I get it. Most folks in,
no King's Day.
But there were definitely, kings that were good kings, and then kings that were really bad kings.
Can you give me a good king?
This is kind of the problem with kings, is, you never know what you're going to get, especially hereditary monarchy.
King David was a pretty good king, I think.
Yeah, David was a good king.
There's a good
For
one.
a while, Solomon was a good king.
I was going to ask about Solomon.
Well, then he tried to, do all his political marriages. And
so politics, pretty much.
No, and then he started glorifying himself. And, Nebuchadnezzar, he got brought down.
They'll get a little nasty.
Anyway.
Yeah.
No, but I think there can, much like kings, there could be a group of elites that are looking out for their own interests, yes.
Do you think Trump is in that group right now?
Yes, I think that's what Trump's trying to do.
I think so, too. Which is strange, because that's something I would have never guessed I would say 10 years ago, 15 years, 20, I can't see that, because I always saw Donald Trump as the superior elitist.
Elon's part of that, too. And so many of these guys around J.D. Vance in particular are part of that as well. Now, you can be creeped out by them, like your Peter Thiels of the world and your Alex Karps at Palantir and Who's the one guy I do love watching? Palmer Luckey with Andrew or whatever.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
Yeah, I like
but there's this whole like tech group that's definitely vying for angle and control. And I guess my hope and prayer is like it would be nice to have folks that aren't just fat and happy and resting on the laurels of what mighty men won in the 1940s.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still, and that's what you're hearing them bitch about. Macron in particular, and a lot of the post-war order and all
they
that
lost.
Stuff. Well, and it's also, listen to this clip from Scott Besson again at the World Economic Forum. When you hear the dollar figure, it's astounding.
What do you want to say about the NATO alliance then? I mean, Denmark has been a long ally. The European Union united against any move. How do you progress with what looks like a strategic move for the United States, but also preserve the alliance, the NATO alliance?
Well, look, I think that the NATO alliance is very safe, sound, and thanks to President Trump, it's never been more secure. When President Trump came in his first term, the European countries and Canada were not meeting their spending quotas as percent of GDP. Now they got a lot of catch up to do. And Maria, to put it in perspective, the United States of America since 1980 has contributed $22 trillion more dollars, or spent $22 trillion more dollars on defense than all of NATO. So roughly the same size population, and we have spent $22 trillion more. That is 2/3 of our outstanding government debt. The Europeans have been spending the money on social welfare, on roads, on education, and it's time for them to pay more, which they've agreed to do.
Yeah. What do you?
I think I know how they can pay. Greenland.
No, and Trump literally said that
yesterday. I think I just made my mind up.
Make a trade.
Yeah, make a trade.
It ain't even a trade at this point.
It's going to happen.
I'm collecting the IOU that you should have paid a long time ago.
That's the thing that kills me, like with the sending of the 12 troops yesterday. It's going to happen. What are you doing? You know, you kind of look like a scorned lover. It's going to happen.
Right. No, and it's seriously, it's like the map, well, other than all the anti-colonialist and like unwinding our colonies and empires and stuff. We had to do a lot of that after the war. But the map in general, well, except for this war, we had to go fight in the Middle East, and this other one we had to get. But the map.
But we had our reasons, Joey.
Well, and the Falklands War, which I think, isn't that the one where it was described as two bald men fighting over a comb?
Yep.
Great line.
Yep.
But generally, the map and where the borders are, especially those in the Middle East that all us Europeans drew and created all this conflict. The map is ordained by God. Borders can never change. We made this new covenant with ourselves, and and because we've done this, the strong will never lord over the weak ever again. It's like, really? And who's saying, the strong made that rule in the 40s? Oh, that's interesting.
I do want to try to find some of the, original thoughts on the from whatever the body was that divvied up the Middle East.
Yeah.
Back in the 1800s. I want to figure out
what their thinking was.
Why this line here versus that?
It was post World War I, so it'd been early 1900s, and I mean it was resources largely.
I was thinking, what else could they have based it on besides just really resources?
But I mean, they didn't think about people as
much
as
that's what
they might have in common. Why couldn't they?
They were still thinking like colonial empires.
Yeah, white, rich.
As far as if you were going to manage people, would you put people together that got along, or would you put people together that hated each other?
Put people together that hate each other, then they don't hate you.
And by the way, in a second, I will play some of these.
More to manage.
Just as an example, I will play some of these Macron clips. He speaks in English.
Oh,
yeah. And he's got his aviators on. He's like, I just had eye surgery, and my wife,
mini Tom Cruise.
My wife, she punches like a man.
That's exactly right.
I just saw my wife.
You guys succeeded.
You were right.
But you notice like what Trump did this morning. It was subtle. Before Macron spoke at the World Economic Forum, and Trump knew, like, he's going to go out there and bitch.
Yeah.
About, like, and he does say stuff like, we want partners, not bullies. We want blah, 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 blah. We want science, not the politicization of everything, blah, 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 blah. Trump put this out today on Truth Social. It's essentially a text message from Emmanuel Macron.
Oh.
And, my friend, we are totally in line on Syria. We can do great things on Iran. I do not understand what you're doing on Greenland. Let us try to build great things. And then he's like, I could set up some meeting and let us have dinner together. So it's this nice thing, like, and I don't understand. We'll try to figure it out. And then he goes on stage. He's like, this bully, this blah, blah, blah. It's like, and Trump released this morning knowing, like, yeah, I'll just undercut his ass.
What great things?
They do that.
What great things is France going to do in Iran?
I know.
They're going to open a white hanky factory, so they have more white handkerchiefs available. That's about it.
I'm just curious. That's a peculiar comment.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. It's cutting through the pretenses that for so long were the show we as everyday people were presented as.
The theater.
The theater. And I'm just saying, I want a different play.
Also,
let's put on, and Trump's providing it. And Trump and team are providing it in a crazy way.
Well, on that play, though, we've seen behind the scenes, like with Macron, how can you ever respect a man whose wife whooped his ass at the top of the airplane with the door open? I'll never have anything for you at that point. At that point, you are just not a man. I'm sorry.
There's a lot of dudes out there like going.
Yeah, they let their wives beat them in private.
Oh, sure.
When they get it in public, all of a sudden they're like, oh,
right,
yeah,
right.
Got to have some dignity, right?
Yes, you have to fake it at least. Good Lord.
Take a wolf.
Have some dignity,
because she's certainly been doing it for years.
That's what I'm saying.
This part of the program brought to you by Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group. And they're at the Goodson Group. Bo and his team are ready to help you, whether you're looking to buy or sell in the River Region housing market. Bo's been working the Montgomery and surrounding areas, helping buyers and sellers for about half a century now. And not only can they help you buying or selling home or property, they have management services available should you want to rent out your home. Great idea in this market. Why not for a reasonable fee? Have the Goodson Group manage it for you. So check them out today. You can always learn more at thegoodsongroup.com or give them a call at 551-0225. That's 551-0225. Bo Goodson and the Goodson Group.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Clogged drain? Overflowing septic? Don't panic. Call the experts who've been solving plumbing problems in the River Region for more than 50 years. The Tierce family's local Roto-Rooter team specializes in fast drain cleaning, septic repair, and installation. One call and your troubles are on their way down the drain. That's 272-7130 or visit rotorooteralabama.com. Roto-Rooter, always here when you need us.
Oh, Roto-Rooter, that's the name. And away go troubles down the drain. Roto-Rooter.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Want that ride that is fun, affordable, and street legal? Check out ETG Outdoors in Montgomery. They have huge discounts on electric golf carts with many brand new units under 10 grand. New and used inventory, financing available, and they service what they sell. ETG Outdoors even provides lithium battery conversions and free delivery with purchase. Whether it's for the neighborhood, the farm, or just fun, ETG Outdoors, 7006 Vaughn Road, or online at etgoutdoors.com. Cruise smarter, drive electric. ETG Outdoors. Your ride to freedom starts here.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Hang on. We are 59 days till spring. Today will be another very chilly day with a high temperature barely up to about 50 with plenty of sunshine. I think we'll be in the upper 20s again tonight. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but high temperatures in the middle 50s. That's a little better. Then the risk of scattered showers from time to time beginning Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday, and then by Saturday, could we be dealing with some winter weather over parts of our state? There are growing concerns and more questions than answers. Who could get what and how far south? We are monitoring the situation very carefully, of course. Stay tuned. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
We do believe that we need more growth, we need more stability in this world. But we do prefer respect to bullies, we do prefer science to plotism, and we do prefer rule of law to brutality. And when we look at the situation, it's clearly a very concerning time, because we are killing the structure where we can fix the situation and the common challenges we have. Without collective governance, cooperation gives way to relentless competition. Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concessions, and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe, combined with an endless accumulation of new tariffs that are fundamentally unacceptable, even more so when they are used as leverage against territorial sovereignty.
So what are we using leverage-wise, Joey?
Tariffs.
On what do they produce?
Oh, no. Trump. Somebody goes to Trump and he's about to board an airplane last night or this morning that President Macron of France says he doesn't want to join your board of peace, which is the big thing Trump's trying to put together.
For Gaza, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't like it because he's invited the whole world and they see it as sort of a usurpation of the UN. Things change. And Macron, but a reporter goes to Trump and says, Macron says you don't want to join your board of peace. And Trump goes, oh, yeah? He said that? Well, maybe I slap a 200% tariff on his wine and champagne. Yep. Yeah, he's not going to join.
Costco buyers would be so upset.
Explain this board of peace to me.
It's a whole thing.
I hate saying it, but I think it's just a scam. Yeah. They're bringing everybody together. No, I think the plan's already made. They're going to bring everybody together to look like it's unity.
No, but there's also, you have to put money in. I think what Trump's trying to do is create something that is much more akin to a private cooperative instead of like some global institution that gets caught up with procedure and stuff. It's like, no, if you want to help us rebuild Gaza and maintain this multi-phase process we're going through, because we've gone to phase 2, then you need to buy in. And buy in
now's the time
big
to pony
time
up.
And stop complaining about all the other issues that might be on the table with all your unique national interests. If you want peace, now what they really don't like is that Trump seems in the agreement to be the head. He gets to actually.
What did they expect?
He gets outsized voting rights, essentially.
It's my idea. Of course I'm going to be the head.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. This is. We might need to back up in Revelation a little bit instead of chapter 16. Start around chapter 6.
Well, I said yesterday, the president, my op-ed's out today.
You going to read it?
I read it yesterday. I could read it again.
I didn't get to hear it.
Okay, I could. Maybe later.
Okay.
But let's just say, I did say yesterday, Trump better at least behind the scenes be humbling himself before God. We'll see. Who knows? Not going to pretend to know the man's heart. But, yeah, and I'm not just saying, it's the Europeans alone. It's definitely the United States in a lot of ways. That we are way too big for our britches and overconfident. But the old ways of that, I think, weren't working very well, especially for everyday people. And at least, though Trump, I think, does occasionally go too far, he is heading in a new, correct direction compared to where we've been going with Republicans and Democrats for years. Good riddance.
But at the same time, do you feel like we're more divisive now than ever before?
Yes, the language is that way. Some of that's Trump.
Some of it's Trump,
that's
but
also, I think, social media.
Hangover, yeah. I think a lot of it's a hangover from social
A lot of
media.
people, trying to copy. Daddy said the F word.
Yeah.
That means I can say the F word. Daddy said the S word. Now I can say it. And well,
imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yeah,
right?
isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Let's go to Soldier Boy. Hey, Soldier Boy.
What up, Soldier Boy?
What's up, gentlemen? I mean, I'm sorry. Bullies.
We want respect over bullies.
You're so full of bully.
No, and him up there with those stupid aviators on. It's hilarious.
If you ever see me in aviators, slap me, because that guy has ruined it for everybody. They're awful.
Somebody said his wife punched him.
There's no doubt.
I wanted to mention about remember the Don Lemon church issue this weekend?
Yeah.
I talked to my pastor because he lives about 2 streets down from me, right? And he was walking his dog. I saw him. I said, what would you have done if that would have happened to you in your church? He said, I would have jumped off my pulpit and there would have been some butt whooped. Because he says, God is a righteous individual, and he said, I don't think he'd have a problem with us beating up a couple of libs.
Yeah, get out now. I can raise my voice higher than you. Get out now. But I think part of what, as Byron was saying earlier, I think maybe that was a hoped reaction.
Mm-hmm. I think they were looking for a worst case scenario.
Look, it's like look at these well-dressed white Christians with their white supremacy beating up fat black women. Because there was a bunch of fat black women leading the charge.
He didn't just throw in the race; he threw in the gender too. I saw
when it started waiting,
and the sexuality thing too.
When it started waiting,
one of them's got to stick,
bottom
right?
of the bucket.
One of them does. Yeah, finally, please.
I mean, being black wasn't enough to you had to throw the cream and a cherry on top, and because he's homosexual. So I guess that wasn't enough. I saw a shirt yesterday you'd love, Eddie. You know what it said on it?
What did it say, bro?
I can guess.
Show your kids how to change their oil, not their gender.
That's a good shirt. That'd be a good bumper sticker. I can get behind that.
I just didn't know where you're going from the homosexual cherry on top to Eddie. I got a shirt you'll love.
Are you thinking he's seen some of my speedos?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what's so sad is
we love gay people here, especially Eddie.
Well,
I'm a big gay fan. Yeah.
Hey, did you? Because I wore I have a shirt, and my friend bought it for me. It said, teach your children how to change oil, not their gender. I mean, every time I wear that shirt, boy, do I get some strange looks.
Oh, yeah? Well, I got you beat. I got a T-shirt that I wore to Walmart one time that says, I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look. Forgot that I had it on. And I'm like, what the heck are these people's problems?
I wouldn't wear that.
I just didn't think about it. I'm going to Walmart, but yes.
Right.
Yes.
Is that the favorite phrase from a gynecologist? Open up and say, ah?
I don't know about that.
Hey, I tell you one thing. Who's that police chief? That police chief from Minneapolis? Have you seen him?
Yeah.
The crybaby?
No, that was out in West.
Well, no, not the police chief, but the I guess the captain or whoever it was with the leather jacket on behind him. He's been doing some talking now too.
Yes.
Not only just the police chief.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I think he's a member of I think he's got some sugar in his tank. And I think he's a member of the Leather Boys because he wears that leather jacket too damn tight to be too comfortable.
I don't even know. How do you know? What's this? What are you even talking about? I'm not aware of this aspect of the culture.
A new group?
Hey, you haven't watched some of the American Horror Show series. You'll understand why
like
more.
FX? I haven't watched FX in years.
Yes.
I think the last FX show was Wilfred.
Well, that was pretty good.
Well, I asked my pastor. My pastor keeps telling me. He says, "Soldier boy," he said, "You gotta." When stuff like that happens, he says, you got to turn the other cheek. And I slapped both of my buns in my back and both of my cheeks on my face. I said, I tell you the truth, sir. I said, I'm running out of options and I'm running out of cheeks.
And how did he respond to that?
He laughed. he started dying laughing. He started laughing when I slapped my back 2 butt cheeks,
All at the same time.
Yeah, one at the same time, one at a time.
Oh, one at a time. One at a time. Okay. I thought you two-handed.
And I want to say one other thing, boys, before I leave, that the Indianapolis coach is nothing but a whining crybaby.
Why?
Really?
What was he whining about?
Last night at halftime, did you hear, oh, they've been hit, my God, they haven't been calling the calls, and then he got hit 3 times. And let me tell you something. You know how many my friend of mine coaches college football, and he says, "Do you know how many penalties are every snap? There's a holding. There's something. There's something." But you know what? You're a big boy. I never heard Nick Saban or any big-time coach ever complain and bitch about it.
I have. Yep. I was waiting for that. I have.
Part of what they do.
Right. Yeah. But at the end of the day, he won. So,
right.
He won the game.
And Signal won.
Yeah.
They won last night. So.
Oh, yeah. Great. I hope he gets another flat top.
Well, thanks for the call, man. Appreciate
See you, Soldier Boy.
272-9228. Around the panoply of issues there with Soldier Boy for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Did a little tangent there. No, it was good. It was a good call. I like that a lot.
Buffet style.
Buffet style.
I could use a good buffet right now.
I bet you could.
Yeah, for some reason, I always think of a buffet, and I don't think like a great Asian spot or a great, there's a lot of great. I don't think of Golden Corral. We used to go there in high school before football games.
I understand. Bulk
Golden
up.
Corral's not bad.
Mm-hmm.
But I always think of Vegas Vacation. Yeah, Clark, get some of the yellow, some of the blue.
Okay. When you're at the buffet, and you say there's some mac and cheese, okay?
Yeah.
Do you go for the crispier end of the mac and cheese?
Are we talking like old school Southern?
Oh, yeah,
where it's got
real
the
deal
crust
mac
on
and
top?
cheese. Yeah.
I definitely like the crispier
me too.
parts.
Me too. Some people don't do that. Some people find it to be like the pudding film.
Yeah, I thought you were going to be more the pudding film guy.
I like the. You know, they sold those. You could buy the skins.
They sold mac and cheese skins.
No, the pudding skins.
The pudding skins.
Although the mac and cheese skins, you might be on something nowadays, Joey. Because they put pickle in every freaking thing under the sun now, so why not do some mac and cheese? Pickle popcorn, pickle chips. A little bit gross for me.
Let's go to line 1. You're on the air. Who's this?
Hey, how are y'all today?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. I got a quick question.
All right.
I'm worried about Duke. Is he okay?
Duke, I talked to him this past weekend. He does have something going on in his family, and he could certainly use our prayers, so please continue on. But he's doing as best as he could do at this time.
It's quite the tribulation. It's one of the worst things that can happen in life. Yeah. He personally, you can't reveal exactly what's going on. I just pray for his fortitude and his strength. It's quite a trial. I can't even imagine.
Well, I am so sorry to hear that. And Duke, if you're listening, I'm praying for you, buddy. I don't know what you got going on, but I hope you get to where you can call back in again.
Agreed. He'll be there. Give him a few months. He'll be there.
All right. Well, Duke, we love you.
Thank you.
Amen. Appreciate you.
All right. Bye-bye.
It's nice.
Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hello?
Hi, you're on there. Who's this?
It's T.S.
Hey, T.S. How you doing?
I'm percolating. How are you guys?
I'm all right.
Trying to do this now.
Yeah, I'm a bit bubbly.
Yeah, got the bubble guts.
Okay. My latest shirt that I bought at Blessings, the Christian store in Prattville, my latest Walmart shirt, it's a sweatshirt, and in hot pink, it says, y'all, and underneath it says, need some Jesus. Yeah.
Yep.
It's my
Amen.
It's my newest Walmart shirt.
That's a good one.
And Joey, if you want to check out those filament Bibles, go to Blessings because they have tons of them. If you want to check it out,
I was looking at it online when you sent me that message.
But if you want to put your hands on one, go to Blessings in Prattville.
Okay.
Just saying.
Very cool. Thank you.
Love
Love you too. Oh, that's a sweet.
She's a wonderful,
calls.
wonderful woman.
And people say women don't listen to this show.
I don't know why they say that.
I don't know either.
Even the last time, one of the reports that came out that said that we had all women callers that day.
Yeah, I remember that where it said 0.
Yeah, we had nothing but women callers the whole day.
Right. Well, I have to admit, especially since we've been doing video, like you say, I'm not approachable or anything, but Eddie, you got to admit it, man. You're a whole lot of man.
Where are we going with this? We're going back to the Speedos?
No, I'm just saying the facts.
Oh.
Spitting straight truth.
I lost 45 pounds. I'm not as big a man as I used to be.
Was that a comment on his size, or?
I think so.
No, I'm saying it's like you're the full package.
Oh, I am the whole package.
Well, with that angle, I see what you're talking about now. That gut.
This guy looks like kind of big. I got no. Well, I do have a gut.
I mean, if you have a shadow on the screen.
I've known this since the day that we've got on video. Joey never lets me look pretty. He never lets me look pretty.
What do you mean?
You always control the camera. You ever notice Joey always has the best shot? Look at.
Well, why don't y'all learn how to make your own shots?
Well, I did. I bought my own camera, and then you stole it and gave me this crappy one over here.
You want to? You could.
No, because it's important that Joey.
No,
I mean, look at that picture right there. That looks like a Master Shots. I mean, that's beautiful. You and the black.
We have a revolving cast of characters, so it can't be perfect. And
it is beautiful.
Seriously, no, we could. That's your chair right there.
I love this chair.
That's Eddie's chair. Like, we could give you a perfect shot to capture the full package.
I'm good. I appreciate that. I've seen a little bit too much full package.
No, it's not.
I've seen a little bit too much. Been sharing those pictures of Jamaica.
Yeah.
So the world has seen a little too much.
Yeah, and then funny thing about that, when I came back to the room, on the balcony there, you hang your wet clothes out.
Yeah, right.
I have my Speedos hanging up.
Yeah. Speedos, plural.
Well, just the pair. But anyway, someone that I knew walked by and said, "Good Lord, is that your Speedos hanging up there, man?" Very embarrassing. Because they're kind of large Speedos, look like a flag there at that point.
I didn't know they sold Speedos in granny pants.
It's called, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
It was the next step was the nude beach. I had to go from fully clothed to Speedos to the nude beach. I haven't made it to the nude beach yet, but I have made it to the Speedos. So
Please
always
don't make it ever to the nude beach.
Are you kidding me?
This better not be an escalator to Eddie being naked.
I have seen the people on the nude beach. I will be a
that
7-8 on that nude beach. Easy.
You'd be a 7-8?
Easy on that nude beach.
Yeah, it's kind of like the thing that women do, like especially certain broads, like on profile pictures.
Yeah.
You talking about you get the uglier chick to be with you. So.
Well, yeah,
the grenade.
You don't do a single photo of yourself. You do the shot of the friend group.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you're the hot one.
Yeah, or even like you're not, but like it's not as stark if you're with a friend group.
I see. Well, I will tell you this: if I kept that wig on that beach, I'm a 9. Yep.
You got to go to some better beaches.
You think what's on the top of your head is what's holding you back?
So glad I come to this group. Makes me feel good every day I come here.
Yeah, let's go do that at like what's the place out at like Muscle Beach in California?
Oh yeah. I'll ride in my rollerblades on the Speedo.
Hey y'all.
Just passing through.
Hey. Ever been to Titus, Alabama?
That boy ain't from around here, is he?
I got a lake house. It's fun. You should come visit. Go on pontoon boat.
Oh, man.
Go hang out by the sandbar, whatever we call it.
50 days away from pontoon boat season?
Okay.
I can't wait. Cannot wait.
What's that SNL thing you sent me they did years ago where it's like on the, Mud Beach or...
shoot. Was it Mud Beach? But yeah.
Yeah. Like Nick Bargatze helped write it.
Total redneck beach, but yeah.
Yeah, it was like a little inlet, like off a lake.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just...
It's kind of off Lake Jordan.
Yeah, it's how folks hang out around here.
It is, actually, yeah. That wasn't Lake Martin, I can promise you that.
There have been some calls. Anyway, in a second, we're going to get to Howard Lutnick calling out the globalist and Macron and many others. And there's a hilarious moment after Lutnick does his whole thing where one of the reporters leading the discussion with Lutnick and all his counterparts in all the European countries asked Lutnick a question. And Lutnick's like, no.
Really?
Just shuts him down.
Next.
No. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/radio for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/radio. See representative for warranty details.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0662.
Are you 50 or older? This news is for you. The CDC recommends you get vaccinated against pneumococcal pneumonia. Even if you're healthy, your age puts you at risk. People 50 or older are over 6 times more likely to be hospitalized with pneumococcal pneumonia compared to adults 18 to 49. Just one shot can help protect you. Learn more and schedule at vaxassist.com. That's VAXassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, I want to quickly go here to Howard Lutnick. This was on the World Economic Forum stage. He's up there with the equivalents of other commerce secretaries. And he is going to lay out the Trump administration's new sense of the new global order.
Oh, okay.
Let's listen in.
Well, I think you should start at a much higher level. Okay. We are in Davos at the World Economic Forum. And the Trump administration and myself, we are here to make a very clear point. Globalization has failed the West and the United States of America.
Yep.
It's a failed policy. It is what the WEF has stood for, which is export, offshore, far shore, find the cheapest labor in the world, and the world is a better place for it. The fact is, it has left America behind. It has left the American workers behind. And what we are here to say is that America First is a different model, one that we encourage other countries to consider, which is that our workers come first. We can have policies that impact our workers. Sovereignty is your borders. You're entitled to have borders. You shouldn't offshore your medicine. You shouldn't offshore your semiconductors. You shouldn't offshore your entire industrial base and have it be hollowed out beneath you. You should not be dependent for that which is fundamental to your sovereignty on any other nation. And if you're going to be dependent on someone, it darn well better be your best allies.
Yeah.
Okay? And so that is a different way of thinking. It is completely different than the WEF. I viewed the WEF as not a flagpole in the middle, but in fact, they are the flag. Whichever way the wind blew, so it blew. You should have solar, you should have wind. Why are you going to do solar and wind? Why would Europe agree to be net zero in 2030 when they don't make a battery? They don't make a battery. So if they go 2030, they are deciding to be subservient to China, who makes the batteries.
To that, though, do they do any oil exploration or, right? I mean, they...
Well, and you're already seeing Germany admit, yeah, we made a mistake shutting down our nuclear power plants.
Yes.
Yeah, but you can feel it in that room. Just that one clip. Like, Lutnick is this, juggernaut because he's got that Trump energy and that Trump friendship. And all these other technocrats are up there just like...
They're like, honestly, they seem like a bunch of low T.
They're nervous as hell.
They should be.
Yeah. Because, well, I think there are a lot of brilliant people in this world, but there's this type of smart where you got really smart at learning the particular rules of a particular game.
Right, and now the game.
And now the game has
hard
changed.
way, yep.
And it's like, so there's personal aspects of this. It's like my whole career is
Gone.
Like there's a lot at stake here, and
Well, why can't they learn to code?
This part of the program.
I see what you did there.
Brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage. And there at Alabama Home Mortgage, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon are ready to help you out with whether you're looking to buy a home here in the new year.
Or some refinancing, Joey.
Or refinancing. Both could be, the time might be right for
Yeah,
for
time,
both of you.
definitely time is coming. I think interest rates are going to continue to drop.
Mm-hmm.
But for those who had a 7 or higher interest rate a while back, you might want to go ahead and look at refinancing. You can save a couple $100 a month, if not more.
Pretty great.
Yeah.
Pretty great. Or it could be you need to downsize. Maybe you've been sitting in the 4-bedroom, 5-bedroom, you're empty nesters.
I see them every day.
You're like, it doesn't make sense with current rates and stuff. Like, but no, you know what? We don't need to keep living here.
Exactly.
Or it could be you got a growing family. You're on the other side of that. Like, and you want to buy that
Need a
great
bigger place.
spot. So y'all check out Alabama Home Mortgage. 567-4223 is the best way to start that conversation. That's, again, 567-4223. Or you can always apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies like Kim and Madeline. Prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. A powerful winter storm system is spreading snow and cold from the upper Midwest into the Northeast. Yesterday, lake-effect snow in Michigan triggered a pileup involving more than 100 vehicles. Credit card companies face a deadline today to cap interest rates at 10% under a demand from President Trump. Consumers groups, banks, and some lawmakers say key details remain a little blurry. Analysts warn the change could slash bank revenue, already dragging down shares. And then again, consumers could save some $100 billion a year. The Justice Department is reviewing live streams and social media video as part of a federal probe into that protest at a city's church in St. Paul over the weekend. Attorney General Pam Bondi says the case centers on possible FACE Act violations with assistance from the FBI and Homeland Security. This is SRN News.
Hi, it's Mike Gallagher. Now that we're finally into the new year, a lot of us are thinking about taxes, home projects we've been putting off, ways to get ahead financially in 2026. Now's the perfect time to talk to my friends at Fellowship Home Loans. If you want to lower your mortgage payment, they can help you refinance. If you need access to cash for home improvements or to wipe out high-interest debt, their fixed-rate line of credit is one of the best tools out there. Fast approval, predictable rate, and flexibility to use your home's equity wisely. Remember, many people still qualify to skip their next 2 mortgage payments. Imagine starting big projects or paying down debt with 2 months of breathing room. My family and I have used Fellowship personally. I trust these guys. Take control of 2026. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G. Or call 800-510-MIKE. That's 800-510-6453. Fellowship Home Loans. Mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by McPhillips Schimbaum.
My name is Aaron Luck, a partner with the law firm of McPhillips Schimbaum. If you or someone in your family has been seriously injured by the negligence of someone else, call me directly.
262-1911. Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Hang on. We are 59 days till spring. Today will be another very chilly day with a high temperature barely up to about 50 with plenty of sunshine. I think we'll be in the upper 20s again tonight. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but high temperatures in the middle 50s. That's a little better. Then the risk of scattered showers from time to time beginning Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday, and then by Saturday, could we be dealing with some winter weather over parts of our state? There are growing concerns and more questions than answers. Who could get what and how far south? We are monitoring the situation very carefully, of course. Stay tuned. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
1819 News.
A jury within the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of Alabama has returned a verdict that favors the Drummond Company when it comes to accusations that the company had somehow violated RICO laws. RICO law stands for Racketeer Influenced and Corrupt Organization. The Drummond Company was accused of violating RICO law by a group known as the International Rights Advocates and their attorney, Terrence Collingsworth. Specifically, Collingsworth said that Drummond Company was supporting paramilitary groups in the country of Colombia. The jury determined that Collingsworth was making reckless accusations that he knew were false in order to harm the business. The jury awarded Drummond Company a total of $256 million for defamation damages. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness license plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
The Better Business Bureau of North Alabama is reporting to WAFF News that they're seeing numerous cases of fake weight loss injections being promoted and sold. The GLP-1 drug used for weight loss can only be obtained through a prescription and through a reliable pharmacy. The BBB says that some people are falling for these fake ads for the drug and they never get anything in return, or if they do, it's fake pills or shots. The Huntsville International Airport has set a yearly record on passenger traffic in 2025. 1.7 million people used the airport last year, which is a 5.3% increase from the year before. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Welcome back.
Okay, now I see why you guys are looking. Do you have the wide lens on me or what? Jeez, I look like I'm 3 feet wide.
What do you mean?
Look at the shot.
Bro, you look great at any size.
Is that concave lens?
There's something up with that. I do. I look like I'm 3 feet wide. I'm only 2.5 feet wide.
You're wearing a big hoodie that's baggy.
Yeah, it's cold up.
Yeah.
You gotta go show some land after this, too.
Yeah. But can you imagine if dudes were like women? It's like, no, Eddie, you look great at any size.
Dude. So we tried that one time. We tried to just see, and we're just, stupid factory workers, but we tried to really out-nice each other.
Yeah, yeah.
It lasted maybe a minute before we just couldn't take it no more.
Yeah. Have you seen the John Cena reverse promo? Where it's like you're angry, like you're doing an 80s wrestling promo, but you're complimenting the person?
I've seen the rap battles like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw one of those.
Let me tell you something, Eddie. The way you get after it, when the sun is shining, you go make the hay, you go make that paper, and you know what? I like it. Like you gotta you just go over the top.
I've seen that, but as a guy that constantly jabs people, I have a hard time with them.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen the thing on social where the guy's just giving random compliments on the street to people?
The guy in the purple jacket? The British guy?
He might have been purple.
I love this guy. He has a name and everything. I love this guy. He'll see you in public and says, Joey, your hair is beautiful.
Yeah, I've seen
I
this guy.
love
He's
that guy.
great. Yeah.
Okay.
Gives
Yeah.
wholesome compliments. Yes.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
I didn't know if you just naturally dislike that guy for some reason.
No.
Okay.
No, I love that guy.
Now, the president is still speaking live.
Dude, okay, you remember how
been going
Castro
for over
could
an
go
hour.
on forever?
Yeah.
That's him, dude.
No, now he's taking questions at least.
Shut up. That's what he said to that lady. Shut up.
And Trump says the UN has not lived up to potential. Who was that reporter? I hadn't seen her before.
She ain't from Alabama.
Yeah, I doubt it. Trump asked, "Are you from Brazil?" He's done that a few times in this year.
You
He goes, "You have a beautiful accent, but I can't understand a word you're saying."
He lets her talk there for a minute. Hey, are you from Brazil?
Wow. So this was earlier today, the moment I kind of previewed, told you all about. This was because Greenland has got all the Europeans so freaked out. And so Howard Lutnick is asked, could we go back to Greenland?
Can I bring you back to Greenland?
No.
Nice.
He keeps going.
It's unnecessary. It's the Western Hemisphere is vital for the United States of America. Our national security people are on it, and they care about it, and I'm going to leave it to them to address with our allies, with our friends, and with everyone how they work it out. But the Western Hemisphere matters to the United States of America, and the United States of America, as I've just articulated, really, really matters to the world. When America shines, the world shines, because they all need to make sure America is strong and powerful to take care of them, God forbid. And so I think America and the Western Hemisphere are vital to America, and I'm going to leave that to my national security people to address.
Probably best answer.
But listen to these folks like,
The rest of us, I think, are finding it harder to make that kind of separation clearly. And I would be curious to know how the representatives of the UK and Canada might want to think about these issues. Do you see them as starkly divided, as Secretary Lutnick would like us to have them? Does this logic of what's good for America is good for the world convince in this extraordinarily strong, extremely eloquent expression that we've just heard? You go first.
They don't want to even go.
No, I don't want
like
chewing on me.
This guy asking them to go on record against our interests.
You don't like that?
Come on.
Yeah. It's just, I don't know. And then another thing, a big conversation going on, because at the World Economic Forum, you get a lot of these heads of government and heads of ministries and departments and governments and all this stuff. But you also get a lot of the financial bros, which means a lot of tech bros too. And so let's listen in. Ray Dalio, I think that's his name. Yeah. Well-known investor. And he is, this is at earlier today, I believe on CNBC. And he's laying out what a lot of us have been saying for a long time in the fringes. Back when I was hanging out with folks that used to claim to be anarchists, and I did too, and all this other stuff, but the good kind. Like, we weren't whiskered men with bombs.
Yeah,
we were like, have you ever read Murray Rothbard? His economic treatise, Man Up Economy and State, is really insightful about how the interventions interrupt the market. It's really an outgrowth of Ludwig von Mises' Human Action.
You ever seen a boob?
I was about to ask what age. When did you lose it?
I was 18.
Okay.
Senior year of high school.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, now you're bringing up memories that. Anyway, let's listen to Dalio.
Let's step back from the sensational and be clear about what I mean. The monetary order is breaking down. Okay. What I mean by the monetary order.
Let's step back from the sensational. The monetary order is breaking down. Okay. Yeah. That's not sensational.
Not at all. That fiat currencies and debt as a storehold of wealth is not being held by central banks in the same way.
Right.
And that there was a change. The biggest market to move last year was the gold market, far better than the tech markets and so on. And the U.S. markets underperformed foreign markets because of the fact you could see it in the numbers of the central banks and so on. So let's just look at the fact that on the other side of trade deficits and trade wars, there are capital and capital wars. And so as we're looking at that, and you reported what the stock market and so on, but you didn't report that the gold market is also up 3.
We did say that earlier this morning.
Okay.
It's up to
But
record
I'm
levels
saying,
again. And silver.
Is you look at what is happening and why it's happening and who's buying it. So let's just take a moment on that capital war issue, okay? We know that both the holders of U.S. dollar denominated debt, which is money, and those who need it, the United States, are worried about each other, right? So if you have other countries who are holding it and they're worried about each other, and we're producing a lot of it, that's a big issue, right? So you have to explain what is going on with fiat currencies, generally speaking. And now if you take the conflicts, you can't ignore the possibility that capital wars, in other words, maybe there's not the same inclination to buy U.S. debt and so on. We at least need to talk about those possibilities and find out who is buying and selling what that is behind these market movements.
Yeah. You're shaking your head, Byron.
Yeah, I mean, it's to say people won't buy U.S. debt was more than an inclination. I think it happened a couple of weeks ago where we had to open up QE. I mean, it was an emergency session.
Yes.
That's exactly what happened.
Yep.
Yes.
And here we are.
Yep. And as we're sitting here seeing, like, I think some of the Europeans, I don't have all the clips, they're starting to realize, like, okay, well, then what's going to be the new, if you want to hold long-term capital, what's going to be the new store of value? And the obvious one that could be global in implications is Bitcoin.
Bitcoin. Well, yeah, I mean, that's one, but I mean,
gold will also, of course, play all these
the
commodities.
metals. I mean, we can see what's going on with silver and everything else.
Right.
Man. And it's happening for different reasons.
There's a reason gold fell out of favor, though. There are downsides to the gold, and like it costs a lot to move a lot of gold, and thus you have monetary notes on top of gold, and like thus we got what
I think we know why we stopped making the penny now.
Yeah. But that's not the only thing going on there. Here is, this is Brian Armstrong, I believe is his name, the CEO of Coinbase, which is a pretty big, say, exchange, place where you can go buy Bitcoin, other cryptocurrencies, and get involved in those markets. And he's laying out what is right now a fight going on in the United States Congress. They already passed the Genius Act, which laid a lot of rules of the road for like stable coins and other cryptocurrencies. But now they're trying to go through a thing called the Clarity Act. Earlier in the day, by the way, Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, doubled down and made it clear the U.S. is not right now going to buy Bitcoin, but any Bitcoin we seize we will put into the strategic reserve.
So we're not putting it on the market.
Because there were some reports that the Southern District of New York was going to sell off Bitcoin they had seized from some company. But no, that's not true. Okay. People jumped the gun in that regard. But here's Brian Armstrong from at least the crypto folks' perspective on this fight going on in Congress, and I think it has implications, as you heard Dalio say. Like there is a big question over like what is money, where do we hold our money, where do we hold these long-term stores of value, who can you trust in this world of great power competition, yada yada yada. Nobody. So it's an interesting time where things are being remade. This is part of that puzzle.
No, actually, I have been here meeting with bank CEOs. That's one of the main things I'm doing is trying to figure out, okay, what would get them to a yes? I do believe there's a win-win outcome. I mean, by the way, Coinbase is actually providing crypto infrastructure services to 5 of the top 20 banks in the world. And so we're talking with the commercial sides of these banks, and they see it as an opportunity. Their lobbying arms and their trade groups are coming in and trying to ban their competition. And so to me, you shouldn't be able to ban competition.
What do you make of the larger credit piece, though? Because there's a sort of, I don't know if it's philosophical or practical, just about credit in America and treasuries themselves. Because by default, if you actually have to own the treasuries in full to back the stable coins, you're effectively taking them out of the marketplace to be lent in a different way.
Well, this is the same thing that money market funds do, right? It's when banks are holding their reserves overnight at the Fed, that's exactly what they're doing. So this already exists. It has nothing to do with crypto, actually. It's been there for a long time. And there's a lot of deposits that are very interest rate insensitive, right? So in my view, if this legislation goes through, there's going to continue to be that balance with banks and crypto companies. Where can customers earn the best rates and rewards? they're going to choose to put it in lending or in something that is linked to short-term treasuries.
So it's a little wonky, a little below the line, but it's, I don't know. It's, I think one of the biggest stories that isn't in a weird way, even though it sounds elitist, I think it's one of the more populist issues you could ever think about.
Yeah, because everybody could do this.
Right.
That's what some people don't like, though.
But again, the top players have definitely been talking out both sides of their mouth for a couple of years now, saying, oh, it'll never happen. And now they're crying uncle because they feel like they're in a position. Think about, like, of course, great movie, The Big Short. Like how the everybody in that movie is like had made these bets. Yep. Michael Burry made like the initial had them create the initial securities about to short the housing market, and a bunch of other people got in on this trade. And then as the value of homes or as defaults started skyrocketing, the banks weren't triggering the securities. And they're like, and they're pissed off, like, this is effing fraud. Like, what? And what they were doing is they themselves were getting on the right side of that trade as the bank. They were buying before they would ever let them move. Yeah. So I think there's definitely a similar game afoot. They know this is probably going to be the future, and it will be a hybrid of different forms of hard currency and capital, along with government, sovereign debt, and whatnot.
Think about what you just said, man. I mean, if they're essentially going to just transfer the debt from balance sheets off by investing in stuff like this, it's all going to come back on us eventually. I mean, I don't understand how this is happening, man. Strange times.
You don't have the faith of the Bitcoin?
It's not even Bitcoin. It's not the technology itself. It's the markets and where we are and the institutions protecting themselves.
But that doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me.
I mean, it bothers me, but that's the world we live in right now, where consumers are always on the short end of the stick on everything we do here in the U.S.
I remember being in D.C., reading the TARP bailout. And when I found the provision that said that, I can't remember who it was now. Summers, I think, was one. But there's like 7 people mentioned by name or title that none of these people could face legal repercussions because of their actions here. So what Joe was saying about them getting on the right side of the math or whatever, like they made these investments, and instead of having to own them, they are going to divert that risk back in another way so that they can cover
the consumer
or the taxpayer.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and also I think at this point, actually, the big banks and the big players are fine. The sticking point, I heard in another interview with that same guy, Brian Armstrong, is actually regional banks. They're worried about just being
left out.
Before COVID, I mean, I showed you the chart about a year ago. You can look at the number of regional banks that were being insolvent.
Forced to close. I don't care what they say. They're forced to close. Yeah.
I mean, just completely. Doors shut.
Yes.
It was doubling in some units, getting close to triple digits right before COVID. Whenever COVID hit, all of a sudden back to zero.
Yep.
And it's I think more than it's the U.S. military's power on Earth. And then I would say the U.S. global monetary order. It's one of those things like, even if on principle, like moral principle, this is corrupt, we must start over. Like you're talking about the most massive house of cards
that's
out there. And my hope is that, yes, the big players are always going to defend their interest. But the technological change is making them have to defend their interest in a different way. And I think there is a hope by the Trump administration in particular. This will give them less control to the Fed and more control to Treasury.
I'm all for that.
Right. Yeah, so it's a sort of a shift to, like, who's going to be the middleman between the U.S. government creating those treasuries and then actually lending them out to the world?
But what sort of disadvantage would that possibly put the U.S. at if we are trying to go against the world central banking system? And rely more on our treasury being able to strong arm the rest of the world's economy, which is what it sounds like we're doing.
Yeah. I can't play out every nook and cranny of this. I'm just more watching the general trend and the conversation. Like I don't have any technical knowledge, I don't believe. So it's more just like, this is fascinating. 10 years ago, these folks were like, wow, what is this?
The devil?
It's like tulips.
Yes.
It's like tulip mania, the Dutch tulip mania thing. Yeah. And now it's like a weird,
it's a fad
wonky
that didn't go away.
conversation
Yeah.
over, okay, how exactly are we going to regulate this and who gets their play in this whole new world?
I just don't see how we stay as peaceful as we are now geopolitically with all this. I mean, it seems like things are.
Well,
not
and
getting
that's
better.
we've got another thing. Now, this guy has given me the creeps for years. I read his book called Homo Sapiens.
Mhm.
Yuval Harari.
Harari?
Harari. And I don't buy what he's about to say here, but maybe he's right, because we forgot about the whole we're talking money and like the geopolitics thing.
Yeah.
What about artificial intelligence?
Do me.
Here's Yuval Harari, at least in part, one of his takes on the future of AI.
Do you know? As far as putting words in order is concerned, AI already thinks better than many of us. Therefore, anything made of words will be taken over by AI. If laws are made of words, then AI will take over the legal system. If books are just combinations of words, then AI will take over books. If religion is built from words, then AI will take over religion. This is particularly true of religions based on books, like Islam, Christianity, or Judaism. Judaism calls itself the religion of the book, and it grants ultimate authority not to humans, but to words in books. Humans have authority in Judaism not because of our experiences, but only because we learn words in books. Now, no human can read and remember all the words in all the Jewish books, but AI can easily do that. What happens to a religion of the book when the greatest expert on the holy book is an AI?
I mean, what do you do with that?
Well,
I fundamentally disagree with it.
I agree with I agree with you.
How?
Yeah, I think he's missing the point of
1,000%.
Yes. Now he might have a point with Islam. He might have a point with certain elements of Judaism, but it's not like there's a pope in Judaism. There's differences in rabbinical interpretation and whatnot. And then there's differences in interpretation with Islamic scholars too. And of course, there's differences with Christians, but whether you are a Roman Catholic or not, I would like to see what the Vatican has to say about that idea, given the amount of, because it's not just scriptures in their tradition, it's also the magisterial tradition. And in Judaism, you have the oral Torah as well. So there's an element, there are a lot of things that aren't just words on a page or bits to be processed. And in fact, if you are a true believing Christian, the word is more than words. The word is the living word. It's not just about words on a page. It's about something that is profound, relational, like the words are trying to point towards that family, essentially. Family with each other and family with God. And I think he's always given me the creeps because he's always been like this. He thinks everything's a convention. It's just what people agree to.
No.
And AI is very powerful. Don't get me wrong. I actually think he's wrong in this way. I think the more AI consumes religious texts of the world, especially your very old written ones, he left out Hinduism. As long, 30, 40,000 year tradition they claim. Christianity, Judaism, Islam's a little more recent. I don't think as robust as, say, some others. But I think the more AI consumes a lot of stuff, we actually might be surprised by some insights.
I'm sure we will.
But still, at the end of the day, he says, oh, it's already thinking better than us. Yeah, but it still makes really stupid mistakes.
Yep.
AI still also lacks it lacks the heart part. It lacks the human part. It lacks that what all religions try to point to, and I think Christianity points to the most correctly. Like, there are things beyond just actual, like, abstract understanding we can have in our heads.
Like the fundamental principle.
Yes. Yeah, well, it's kind of like I was watching Peter Robinson, Uncommon Knowledge, just did a interview with, like, Stephen Meyer and David Berlinski and some other mathematician. And just started with this basic idea of 2 + 2 = 4, but why? And does, like, have you ever seen a 2 in, like, real life? Like that numeral? But these things are very real. And in fact, the better you understand those abstract things you never really see, taste, touch, or smell, or any of that stuff, you actually end up understanding that world you taste, see, touch, smell, and all these other things. And so it gets to that unseen part of the world that is very real. And I don't know. The power of AI could unlock a lot of aspects, but I think he's getting a little too big for his britches, trying to say that, like, it's not just governments that need to humble themselves, like, especially the AI folks, especially the transhumanist types. Like, we must be man, like, quoting Nietzsche, like, man is not a rising and setting sun. He's a bridge to something more, like, to something non-human. And, you know, they told you could change your sex.
Yeah.
There are philosophers predicting around 100 years ago, if not further back, they'll give you the option to change whether you want to be human or not. And I think that's the creepy Tower of Babel hubris stuff. And as much as it will have, I think, great applications and be used wisely, it will also be used for evil.
Everything is.
And no doubt. But the wisdom, I don't think, unless AI actually becomes sentient, and that's a whole other conversation, I don't think we're quite there. Like wisdom, and again, these unseen things, the underlying principle of these things we try to put into words, AI ain't touching.
No, they can't. It will never be able to do what this guy's of profiting here.
Yeah. I don't think so.
I mean, it's just fundamentally not possible.
Much like gingers, AI have no soul.
Aren't you a ginger?
Yes,
Well
I
said.
am. I'm looking at one
Sell
over there,
yourself
too.
short. You got soul.
I'm telling you that.
You may not have a soul, but you got soul, son.
I'm telling you, I think that's what's going to make people finally realize, okay, there's a clear difference between human and AI. Because just the feeling and writing, I mean, granted, you see the silly mistakes, but a lot of times, I see it in my world where realtors use Grok all the time for their description. About a sentence and a half in, you can quickly tell that this is not written by a person.
Right. Yes, you can tell very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like even where it can be very highbrow, it's like it's nothing that compared again to a human scholar actually knows stuff. That's why I brought up the Vatican. It's like all the secrets they've kept and just the knowledge and just the whole depository of stuff they have.
Skulls.
Like there's a lot about this world too that is documented that I don't think is publicly available, number one. And again, there's a lot more to this world than what we've like documented.
Yeah.
It may be able to make smart decisions and it'll never be able to make a wise decision.
Right.
You know, I don't know if that is the best way to say it.
Yeah.
Like processing speed, sure. It's going to perform better than me.
Yes.
But are we looking for perfection?
No, and it is very useful for like, you know, hey, Grok, find me all the chapter and verse 6, 7 in the Bible.
Yeah.
And then you better go check that yourself. But like that's a lot faster than you going through every book and looking for
Quicker than Ask Jeeves,
for the
that's
6,
for
7.
sure.
Right. So there's definitely ways you can use these tools that speed up, that help you think through things quicker. But you need to don't give yourself up. You're the one responsible at the end of the day.
Yes.
In front of others, before God himself, you are the one who are responsible for your own choices in life. As much as, well, my parents screwed me.
Don't matter.
My past traumas.
Right. Should have learned that lesson.
And you better believe it's like it's one thing to blame other people or whatever, but to actually look at like these AI, I mean, like the AI made me do it. It's like, oh no.
You're going to look like a complete moron.
Well, people have already fallen into it in hilarious ways and very tragic ways.
But at the same time, these are the same morons when GPS came out and they would be on a boat ramp going into the water, but the GPS told them to do that, so they did it.
Right.
These are those same. So thinning the herd, always not the worst idea.
Anyway, we got to hit another break here soon. This part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services. You know those folks, don't you?
Some great folks over there, Joey.
Ashley and the team.
Yes, sir.
Like, and you started using them back when they just got going.
Yep. They really helped me in my real estate career, and so we got to know each other real well that way. They gave me a break, and I gave them a break.
Zach that showed up for the first
crawled
time?
up under a house that my fat butt couldn't even think about getting underneath there. And he was able to go under there and give me a termite report for, I think it was like the second house I was ever trying to sell, so it was super important to me. They saw that importance, and they made it as important to them as it was to me.
And that will be a big issue coming up here soon.
Oh, yeah, man.
As we get more into the spring.
The wet weather will be coming.
Yep, you need to get that termite inspection done, and they can lay down year-round protection.
Yeah.
To where if termites do show up near your place, they'll know. And
They'll
they
know.
can take
They'll be
care of
able to
them
treat
before
it.
there's any damage at all.
Yep.
And, of course, with this cold snap, those little creatures, sometimes big creatures,
Yeah.
the wildlife is trying to make a home out of your home. Do not let them. Pest Pro Services has that wildlife control service, and they can get something out of there if it's already there, or just seal up your place. Make sure your property
That's a good
is
deal.
Well
I'll get them to come out there and inspect it, especially this time of year, because they can seal it up. I mean, and honestly, you might say, well, I see my own house. I know my own house. You get a different set of eyes on there. They'll find some things that you didn't even think of.
So y'all check them out today. You can always learn more at ppsriverregion.com or search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct, 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell Ashley and that great team that Joey, Eddie, and Byron, the fellas on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Are you getting ready to put your home up for sale? Remember the 6 Ps. Prepare your home by deep cleaning, painting where needed, yard work, decluttering the inside. Present your home to the market through the experienced realtor who knows how to market the home and get it sold. Price the home at fair market value of what the home should bring in today's market. Your realtor can guide you in pricing the home to sell, not sit. Pay for part of the closing cost and provide a 1-year warranty. Buyers today don't have the down payment and all the cost of buying a home without some help. Prepare to look at offers from the marketplace and accept the best offer for your needs. And 6, place your trust in experienced professionals, including your realtor, closing attorney, and mortgage company. For all the details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. And remember, we are now hiring agents, both new and experienced. Call me today for an interview. Bo Goodson, 221-2883.
Love is in the air and on the boat. The Harriet II riverboat, that is. Bring your special someone for a romantic evening and experience the elegance of cruising the Alabama River. Enjoy a delicious dinner while taking in the stunning sights. Dance the night away to the tunes that touch your soul, or just sit back and relax. Roses and champagne complete your lover's evening. Book your Valentine's cruise for February 13th and 14th at funinmontgomery.com.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi there, I'm Kim Williams with Alabama Home Mortgage. For years, I've been asking you to call me at Alabama Home Mortgage because there is a difference in mortgage companies. When you call Alabama Home Mortgage, from the moment we pick up the phone, you will hear the difference. We are passionate about what we do. To us, you're not just another applicant. When you call on us, you are trusting that we have your best interest at heart, and we do. We treat our customers like family, and that's why our customers turn into family, coming back to us time and time again. We know you have many options when it comes to mortgage financing, and we appreciate the opportunity to earn your business. We are excited to hear from you. Give Alabama Home Mortgage a call at 567-4223. That's 567-4223. Or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com to complete an application on your time. Our passion is just one difference that sets us apart from the rest. It's not just a slogan. Call Alabama Home Mortgage because, folks, there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586 368, Equal Housing Lender.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of the good things things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. Hang on. We are 59 days till spring. Today will be another very chilly day with a high temperature barely up to about 50 with plenty of sunshine. I think we'll be in the upper 20s again tonight. Clouds on the increase tomorrow, but high temperatures in the middle 50s. That's a little better. Then the risk of scattered showers from time to time beginning Wednesday night into Thursday and Friday, and then by Saturday, could we be dealing with some winter weather over parts of our state? There are growing concerns and more questions than answers. Who could get what and how far south? We are monitoring the situation very carefully, of course. Stay tuned. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The holidays may be over, but the bills don't have to weigh you down. Let ASE Credit Union help lighten your financial load with our special post-holiday loan options. Visit us online at yourasecu.com or stop by one of our branches to learn more. Terms and conditions apply, federally insured by NCUA.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Folks, I'm your host, Joey Clark. Eddie Bader, I just scooped. Byron Sheehy's still here in the studio with me. And it looks like subpoenas have been served against Jacob Fry, the mayor of Minneapolis, and the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz. And Greg Bavino giving an update right now on operations in Minneapolis, going over folks they have already apprehended and who they are. And some pretty awful folks. And it's amazing, like, who people will shield. But here, let's go to Papa B. Hey, Papa B, how you doing?
That's all because of white nationalism. You know that,
right? Right. I mean, some of you honkies make me nervous, but, you know. Right.
Eddie makes me nervous. What's he wearing today? What did you say he was wearing today?
A big old sweatshirt hoodie with It's Better with Bader on it.
Okay, Eddie, you know, now, we're friends, right?
Oh, Eddie had to leave, so don't punch on him too much.
Okay. Well, good. I'm weapons free then. I can just criticize at will.
Eddie's free to call in.
Yes, he can defend himself if he wants to. So I just say, Eddie, you know, okay with the hoodie thing, all right? I'm all right with that. But stay away from the Daisy Duke overalls. That's just not something that I want to even consider you seeing him.
Is this some weird reverse psychology thing?
No. No. Not on my part.
You know you might be speaking this into existence, right?
Let's hope not.
Let's hope.
But if I see him out on the lake like that, I'm just going to have to call the cops or something. I'm going to have to call the game warden or something.
That's more appropriate, probably.
Probably so.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, so, you know, I was talking about this with Guy a little earlier.
Mm-hmm.
and how this the social justice left, they're losing their ability to manage the narrative, right? And it's almost like the American people have, well, can I say they've become accustomed to their antics?
Yes.
And their histrionics, and they're just not impressed anymore. Is that?
I think
that pretty much is getting there.
That's about right. I think it's still somewhat effective in that even me, like, I don't like seeing violent, tragic things happen. But yeah, the whole what leads up to it, I think a lot of people have gotten wise to the sowing of and trying to reap these sort of tragic moments for political gain.
I mean, they're just they're trying. It looks to me like they're just trying to get some sort of a moment, an aggressive moment captured on TV, and it's not like it looks like they are. They want to try to get something for the cameras. In fact, I just sit there, kind of thumbing through the news first thing in the morning. There was this one chick. She had stopped a car. She was in front of the car with some other woman, and she was screaming at the top of her lungs, leaning over the car and pointing at her chin, like, "Hit me here. Come on, hit me." Joe, I'll tell you something. In a sane world, I think somebody ought to get out and be able to get out and just knock the ever-loving Lulu out of her. But we don't live in that world. We have to be nice and everything. But, it showed me this, that these folks, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to provoke something, and they can't get it the regular way. Just being outrageous is not enough. Now they've got to take it to another level, and that other level, well, it just really ain't working for anybody, if I can say it like that.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
Oh, I've been thinking about it a lot. I think, number one, you're spot on. I also think this is this has been developing for a few years, but it's like the left wants Christianity without Christ. They want to elevate creation over creator. And they have this weird, perverse, they take the example of the most innocent suffering the worst possible death. And they're like, well, we defend the innocent. And by the way, I think it's why civil rights in this town and in this state worked, that people didn't like seeing well-dressed, peaceful folks getting beat up, and it's all that imagery. So you can play to people's Christian sensibility, but they've taken the Christ out of it. And there's this weird race to who's the victim, who's on bottom, and thus that makes you on top with the moral high ground. So any sort of strength or authority or order is now questioned, and that's not my reading of the true faith and good news. It's and I think we're just struggling through that as a whole civilization. I'm not saying right wing people have it exactly right in that regard. It's just modernity's a heck of a trip, man.
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's what the left is really struggling with in particular, because in the past, these kinds of things, well, they work real well, and now they're not. The American people have seen this show before, and so they're not effective. And this taking it to the next level, as I said, well, that's having a negative reaction now. Going into getting up in people's faces, stopping traffic, going into churches. Well, I say let them do it. Let them do more of it. Let's see how that plays. I mean, I don't want them to do that. But hey, if that's what they think is going to work, go ahead, see how that happens. I don't think it's working for them at all.
Well, and there's already stuff in particular, people approaching random vehicles and trying to open doors or bust windows. You do that in Alabama. Here in Montgomery, you will be shot. There's just stuff that ain't gonna fly here, and I'm not wishing it on anybody. It's but don't F around in that regard.
Don't do that. That's not right. All right. Well, anyway, those are just my thoughts for the day. I appreciate y'all letting me call in.
Appreciate you. Thank you, Bobby. 272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. Greg Bavino, Border Patrol Commander at Large, saying we've arrested most dangerous criminals in Minneapolis. And he's got a long list of cartel members, folks convicted in other countries and in this country have deportation orders that have done heinous things. Heinous things.
Well, it's hard to make a joke after that, but
right.
let me know whenever you arrest the DNC chair over there, and we'll add the list to the worst people.
Well, and the AG of Minnesota, Keith Ellison, was on Don Lemon's show saying, well, I mean, these folks are just going to get used to it. It's the First Amendment. It's like, no, that is not the First Amendment. Like, it's, yeah, there is I thought this years ago, not even coming to a point of faith, just kind of looking at the lay of the land, that our arguments now are less about particular policy, like how high or low should taxes be?
Mm-hmm.
And it's become oftentimes not even about politics, though in politics it's moved to more structural things like packing the Supreme Court, adding states to the union, or upending, as Trump's doing, the old geopolitical order and trade order. And it's become these big structural fights. But beyond just the political, there clearly is an argument over why are we here? What sort of people are we? Why do we believe the things that we do? There's a book, I think it's R. Reno, the Strong Return of the Strong Gods, and where it is about tribe and identity and faith. And we've avoided these in the post-war era because, well, look what happened. Europe created these bloodbaths because they cared too much about tribe and identity and faith and whatnot. But I think you can't avoid some of these conversations at a certain point because they inform everything else. I mean it seriously. It's like what McCulley said about El Salvador. We won because we prayed.
Right.
And I think the more folks have rough, they will be rough. There will be stumbling blocks. There's going to be hardcore disagreements. I know they exist from just looking at it in the last several months. But the more folks running for office or just in public life actively talk about the deeper things, we can start hashing out some of these ideas. Now, I don't like to, like this one particular sect or this one, I don't think that's how it works, where that one group has all the things correct. Maybe you do. I think it is more, though, we have to get back to the foundations and a deeper basis of things for us to succeed in this world. And it won't be technology that saves us or some new nifty monetary policy or geopolitical policy. It will be, well, something not made by human hands.
It'll be what TK's shirt said. I think it was TK.
TK?
The lady who said, you need Jesus.
Oh, TS.
TS, excuse me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Y'all.
I mean, we're going to have to rely on something greater than ourselves right now during all this time. And it ain't coming from our fellow man, no matter how much popular, support they have amongst all the political leaders and whatnot. I mean, it's got to be a higher authority.
Well, and I've also long believed, there's a priest that used to be here in Montgomery, he's served in the Archdiocese of Mobile for a while, said if you really want to change the world, invite your neighbor over for dinner and get to know them.
Did you?
And like that, for the average bear, makes a lot more difference than consuming a bunch of political talk, and I say this as a guy who does it, and spouting it. There are other things to life.
Did you read the piece, or am I making this up? Everyone wants to save the world, but no one wants to take out the garbage.
I didn't. I don't think I did.
You should check it out. Yeah.
Well, we got to hit this last break. First, this part of the program brought to you by Dylan Rings. And they're at Dylan Rings. Josh and Leslie Ryder ready to help you as a full-service jewelry shop. They could repair something that's just broke, or it's starting to break. Maybe it's not fully broke, but you're hoping it holds on, but that like stone is loose, like it's not fitted correctly anymore. Or maybe you're looking to get a spa treatment done, a piece of jewelry you wear all the time, and it looks like you wear it all the time and have for years. What if that favorite piece of jewelry that you wear all the time could shine and shimmer like it's brand new again? They can do that with a spa treatment at Dylan Rings. And, of course, they do custom design work. They have an amazing inventory. They do appraisals. They'll buy old jewelry, especially with where precious metals are right now. Woo-wee. Y'all go check out Dylan Rings. It's 119 Brown Springs Road here in Montgomery, just off of Atlanta Highway. And be sure to tell them that Joey and Byron, the fellows on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Did you know Epicure and Jack's Tavern is also a butcher shop? Epicure and Jack's Tavern wet age premium cuts in-house and hand cut every steak themselves. That means you're eating the same quality beef restaurants brag about, because they are the ones cutting it. From ribeyes to fillets, this is craftsmanship you can taste. Epicure and Jack's Tavern, where the butcher and the steakhouse live under one roof.
I'm Brett Lanham from Benjamin Moore New Look, and we couldn't have imagined how easy, affordable, and flexible advertising on the radio could be. It has been near effortless on our part. You could say our last 2 years have been the best in 10 because of a skyrocketing GDP. I say it's owed to Blue Water Broadcasting and their advertising staff.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing today, sir?
Man, I am good. How about you?
Oh, life is all right. Life is all right.
Yeah, I just looked up. It's 3 o'clock. I can't believe it. Y'all are like my alarm clock for the rest of the day.
Well, and, Eddie already left. Byron just left. So I'm here from the last final minutes closing this thing out. And you still doing flooring and all that stuff? Still got that gig?
We are. We're actually putting that third display floor in as we speak. So I ran out here to the warehouse so I could actually hear you. These products that we brought in, it's hard to explain on the radio, but it is the absolute hardest thing I've got to scratch. Now, anything can scratch. A diamond can scratch. Another diamond can scratch a diamond. You pick up your couch and you got a nail hanging out from underneath it, out of the leg, it's going to scratch the floor. But your everyday wear and tear, dogs, toenails, just your regular high heel shoes, not going to hurt this floor whatsoever. And the pricing is incredible at $550 a foot install. The colors are brand new from Mohawk, so they're most updated colors. It's got a lifetime warranty on the floor. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. You cannot beat it at $550 a foot. But it starts with a phone call, 285-8117. We'll come out and give you that pre-measurement, and next thing you know, you got a floor down.
And when y'all are done, folks can come by and see it at 2201 Cobbs Ford Road, right?
Yes, hopefully it'll be done tonight. I'm hoping and praying we're done with this project tonight. So we'll have all three colors on the floor so you see a big spread of them.
Well, y'all check out Prattville Carpet today. And again, that number 285-8117, and be sure to tell them that you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with that Joey Clark guy.
Have a good day.
Appreciate you, Ray. Let's go to Mike. Hey, Mike, how you doing?
Hey, good afternoon. How are y'all?
Doing all right.
So I was listening earlier as we were talking. You were talking to the gentleman about immigration, what we're doing. He kind of said he wanted to kind of keep seeing it going the way it's going, or further. I've got a question for you.
Yeah.
We're doing this, if I understand and I hear correctly from Kristi Noem and from Trump and from Stephen Miller, under the auspices of getting rid of cartel rapists,
yes,
murderers. That's what we're doing, right?
Yes, and they are doing that. They just did a press conference. He's talking about it right now. The Greg Bavino, the commander there.
Yeah, no, he also just did a press conference that said we've taken 50 million barrels of oil in 3 weeks from Venezuela. That's 2.9 million barrels an hour a day. It's not possible. So, but here, back to my point. If we were actively going in and approaching, confronting, busting into major cartel leader people, you don't think that there would be more deaths of ICE officers than there are now? I mean, my point is, we're talking about the cartel, the worst of the worst, and that's who all these people we're grabbing are cartel people. Now, I've watched a lot of movies. I know you have too, so I don't want to take this into, well, I've seen on TV, but I have also read multiple reports of military action against the cartel. They don't just let you come grab them and take them away.
Well, it's not just cartel members either.
But that's where every time somebody opens their mouth, it is we're targeting the cartel, the rapists, and the murderers.
Yes.
The cartel, I'm not a Mexican cartel expert. I don't think the cartel is hanging out at Costco. I don't think the cartel is hanging out at Dunkin' Donuts or the library. So whether we're going to do this or not, if we're going to go in and just remove every person that is not a complete legal citizen, then let's do it and say that's what we're doing. I say let's don't hide behind we're taking rapists daily, cartel members daily off the street. Not buying that. Just wanted your thoughts.
No, I think that is the main focus. And I don't have any reason to doubt it, honestly. I think there are other folks getting caught up, especially when there's active resistance. And that creates much more of a problem when you're not cooperating. Like, you don't see this. Most of the deportations and apprehensions are happening, I believe, in Texas and Florida. And that's because the local authorities are cooperating. I think that's the main thrust of it. And by the way, on the 50 million barrels thing, I believe there was a stockpile that was seized that had been sanctioned for a while. So
I haven't seen that, nor did I see any drugs on any boats that we blew up in Venezuela. A second question, follow-up to that. On your opinion.
I'm out of time, man.
Okay, I thought so. I figured that's where we go with that. Thank you.
All right. Call back when I can talk to you at length. Greg Budell and Happy Hour. You're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusada, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.